when you think you can't dig no more. That's the only way I know. Can you believe it? That's the only way I know. Touchdown! Touchdown! It's caught! Oh, get on it one time.
The Syracuse Orange trying to rally the troops, bounce back, make something positive from an up-and-down season. The Pitt Panthers trying to resurrect a proud program, and they hope it comes against their old rival. Two of college football's most storied programs, 10 national championships between them, and today one of them will become bowl eligible. And hello again, everybody. I'm Tim Brand along with Dave Archer. Glad to have you along. If you like pass and catch, you'll like Pitt. Savage can flat out throw it, and he's got two very, very talented receivers.
Well, if you're a quarterback, you're salivating because of these two players. We got one old man and we got one young man, and they've tutored one another. But here's the Steel City Studs. Let's take a look at the old man first. The senior, Devin Street, 200 career receptions. He's closing in on the all-time yardage leadership as well. The youngster, Tyler Boyd, celebrated freshman, comes in. He's been outstanding. They'll line him up all over. He's dynamic. Tom Savage has two great players to throw the football to.
Now for Syracuse, this is a run-first team. Prince Tyson Gully, he's one of their running backs. He's injured. He will not play today, which means Jerome Smith has to carry the load.
He does, and part of the DNA here at Syracuse is run the football. 5 consecutive 1,000-yard rushers. One of them is the guy we're going to see today. At 6 feet, 230 pounds, Jerome Smith will carry the load. He can go outside and he can hammer to the inside. But with Gully out, they'll have to look at two freshmen. Devontae McFarland as well as George Morris will have to carry the football some today. Devontae McFarland led them in rushing with 81 yards against Florida State a week ago.
Two very talented, very quick running backs. The game also showcases two of the best defensive players in the nation. Rachel Barbeau is down on the field. Rachel, keep your head on a swivel. They play with bad intentions.
I will, Tim. That's Jay Bromley and Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald leads the nation in tackles for a loss, and Jay Bromley is one of the best in the conference as well. Aaron Donald is a top contender for defensive awards across the collegiate board. I talked to him about that this week, and he said, you know what, I'd rather my play on the field stand. But his coach, Coach Chris, he said, you know what? He said, it's his film room. That's the study that makes him the best. I love everything about this kid. And Jay Bromley, he didn't receive a lot of collegiate offers, and because of that, he plays with a chip on his shoulder. I asked him about playing in the same field with Aaron Donald this week, and he said, yeah, he said, I like to learn from greatness. I've taken a peek at him, but at the end of the day, I want to beat greatness.
Well, Rachel, both players are game wreckers. 96 and 97. Watch for them today. They'll play in the interior defensive line, and they can blow up an offense.
Pitt won the toss, elected to receive. So there's a look at Ryan Norton, and he'll be kicking to Lafayette Pitts and Tyler Boyd. Both of them can fly. That's Boyd. We'll see a lot of Tyler Boyd today. The offense for Pitt wants to get things going. Lafayette Pitts will return along with Boyd. This is Pitts. And Lafayette Pitts across the 20 out to the 24-yard line. Here's a look at our starting lineups presented by CPI Security, protecting what's important.
Tim, you look at this offensive line, and they've had some issues up front, no question about it. They have to shift some people around. It's a group that is young, but still, there's some good play up there. Shepler steps in, the senior, to try to anchor it. In the back end, outstanding running backs. Isaac Bennett will get the start. We'll also see James Conner today, but Street and Boyd are the headliners.
So timeout on the field already as we start this game. 1st and 10, Pitt.
Please reset the game clock to 14:55.
So they're resetting the game clock to get things going. Arch, what kind of scouting report do you have today?
Well, Tom Savage, NFL arm experience. He's played at a couple of different schools. In fact, the last time he was here with Syracuse, he was sacked with Rutgers, he was sacked 9 times. He is nursing a bad knee. Did not practice well Wednesday. Talked to Paul Christ earlier. He said that he felt like he had a couple of good practices on Thursday and Friday. He's ready to go.
Tom Savage ready to go too. Just wants that whistle to blow, put the ball in play. They've reset the clock. Carrier Dome still filling up. The kids here at Syracuse have already left for Thanksgiving holiday, and they are gone. So We'll see what kind of crowd we get today. They're expecting more than 30,000 in the Carrier Dome. Climate control, temperature right around 55 degrees, but they're calling for snow outside tonight and tomorrow. Take a look at the CPI starting lineups defensively for Syracuse.
Well, you look at this defensive front. You heard Rachel talk about Jay Bromley, outstanding football player, good experience up front. The linebackers, probably the crew that you want to pay attention to the most. Marquise Sproul, the middle linebacker, outstanding player, run and hit type player. And in the back end, Darrell Eskridge, easy for me to say, Darrell Eskridge, outstanding player, just a sophomore, also leads their team in tackles.
Eskridge, the ACC Defensive Back of the Week. First down, Pitt at the 24-yard line. And for the 69th time, these two teams ready to go after each other. Long count by Savage, throws the quick out, has a little bit of room over there. One-on-one, sidesteps one, gets out to the 27-yard line, mark it at the 28.
Just a quick screen to the outside to get Devin Street involved. Now, Devin Street, another guy, the senior, 200 career receptions, all-time leader in Pitt history. They've had some good ones. Obviously, Larry Fitzgerald comes to mind. But Devin Street has been nursing an injury as well, a lower body injury. Did not practice a lot this week, so have to keep an eye on number 15 as he plays here early in the game.
Arch, that was his 50th reception of the year. He had 73 last year. It was all Big East. Second down and 6. They try the same play to the other side. It's Street again. Street's had a bad ankle, injured it last week. Had swelling, did not practice much this week. Doesn't look like he's got his full giddy up here this afternoon.
Well, excellent job by Sproul. We talked about how well he runs. Number 11, the middle linebacker, does an outstanding job of running to the football. That time sealed it off outside with Eskridge, the safety, coming down. Those are their two leading tacklers on this team. And you look where Street is, a couple of pretty good games. He could be the all-time leader in yards as well as receptions. Already has receptions number. Closing in on the yards record, Antonio Bryant, pretty good player in his own right.
Garner comes into the ball game now. Street goes out. Orndorff also in. Third down, they need 3. Savage with time over the middle. Incomplete. Played well by Sproul. Marquise Sproul knocked it away.
Well, just a zone coverage up front by Syracuse. They zoned it off, watched the quarterback's eyes, and then Deshaun Davis, number 35. You see 35 in the middle of your screen, just going to get there right as the ball arrives and knock the football out. Nice play by the junior linebacker.
Deshaun Davis, a junior, and Sproul, a senior. Pretty good set inside. This is Riley Dixon, who will kick it away. Or Yolik, rather. And he's kicking it to Desir. And Desir fair catches the ball at the 32. So Syracuse will take over with good field position. Take a look at our starting lineup, presented by CPI Security, protecting what's important.
Well, you look up front and you see 3 sophomores. There is a little bit of experience there, even though they're sophomores. Mackie McPherson, the headliner there. His grandfather was a great football coach here at Syracuse. And, of course, when you look at this group up right here, Ashton Broyle is the guy they'd like to get the football to, a dynamic playmaker.
First down, Smith. Tough yard. Jerome Smith is 5'11", 226 pounds. He's a big one. How do you scout these guys, Arch?
Well, Terrell Hunt, young player. He's an excellent runner. They like to try to run him. He's a tough football player, which is going to have to coincide with running the football. Inexperienced passer now. He struggled throwing the football and getting the ball to his playmakers, but they'll test the waters a little bit with some shots down the field, but they like to run it with Terrell Hunt.
Hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in a month and a half. Here's a big hole, left side. This is Morris, and Morris is across midfield into Pitt territory. George Morris with a big gain.
And I talked to Scott Schaefer, head football coach here at Syracuse. He's really excited about his 2 young backs. One of them is George Morris. Morris hits the crease. Nice job of blocking on the perimeter for Syracuse, and Morris gets up the field. Take a look at Aaron Donald trying to get some penetration to the inside. They're paying a lot of attention to the potential Outland Trophy winner.
22-yard pickup there. They go the other side. Hunt with a quarterback keeper gets 8 more.
Want to play with some tempo. They felt like Pitt's defense struggled a little bit with North Carolina's tempo last week. They want to speed up the game.
Second down and 1, and look out. This is Smith. Big hole inside the 10. Touchdown, Jerome Smith. Syracuse is on the board. 36 yards for the big fellow.
Just under 1,200 yards rushing a year ago. He's over 700 yards this season. Big back that has the speed. If you give him the crease, then can shove it in the end zone. 6 feet, 230 pounds. And you heard the train whistle in the background. That's Jerome Smith.
So Ryan Norton comes on to attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold. Kick is blocked.
Yeah, Aaron Donald burst through. It looked like Donald might have gotten a hand on it.
Syracuse gets 6, but not 7. Jerome Smith, the leading rusher, the captain, ran for over 1,000 last year. He's got Syracuse on the board. And we'll get those snow squalls. In here, the crowd's still building. They're expecting more than 30,000 for this game. Syracuse scored first, had the extra point blocked. So Riley Norton will kick off for Syracuse. This is taken at the 10, across the 20 and out to the 27-yard line. And Tom Savage will have pretty good field position.
Tim, got to get the interior 2 blocked. You're going to see a double team right here, double team right here, and Jerome Smith is going to hit it in behind the play. Double team, Gordon can't find him, nor can Gonzalez, the linebackers, straight up through the middle. Here's Aaron Donald, big timer up front. Excellent job by Syracuse to get a couple of hats on him, take Donald out of the play. Now, he did get a little bit of revenge as he came through and blocked the extra point, but a good job of getting Aaron Donald blocked on the play.
Rashid Ibrahim, who returned that kick, is also going to play some offense today. He's a true freshman. Pitt is banged up, so they're playing some young guys. Here's the quick out, and that's complete. And Parrish has it out almost to the 40 as flags fly. It's going to be a late hit, personal foul.
Eskridge came in there late, Tim. Really no reason to pop him out of bounds. He's having a discussion with his head football coach right now.
After the play, personal foul, late in out of bounds. Number 3, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Let's take a look at the sophomore safety that comes in. Eskridge, one of the leading tacklers, in fact, the leading tackler, definitely out of bounds. Gets the late hit. Good call by the officiating crew here.
So that moves the ball into Syracuse territory. Pitt on the move. Tom Savage looked like Rutgers franchise as a rookie in 2009, transferred. Never really played for Arizona, went that way as well, came back to Pitt, and here he is. First down and 10. That ball incomplete. It was intended for Tyler Boyd.
Really a poor job of Savage setting his feet here. He's got a wide side out route, and a good job by Eric Kroom, number 52 on the defensive front. We talked about Bromley, 96, but 52 Kroom in the middle did an excellent job of getting upfield and creating some pressure on Savage as he threw the ball off his back foot.
Second down and 10 for the Panthers. Syracuse shows blitz. Savage with the quick throw. This is complete. Garner is down to the 44-yard line.
Well, excellent job by Jeremy Wilkes, the safety, to come up and get around Manessa Gardner initially, and then Eskridge and a number of Syracuse Orange get over to make the play, but a good play by number 28, Jeremy Wilkes, initially to make the play.
It'll bring up third down and long.
Syracuse, one of the best in the country on third down. Teams only converting 29%.
Savage. Pressure. And he throws it all the way to the corner, incomplete, out of bounds. Reddish with pretty good coverage on the corner. Intended for Boyd, incomplete.
Well, Reddish comes with the pressure off the backside. It's a corner fire. Number 4, Reddish times it perfectly, gets in Savage's face, and now Savage is in defense mode at that point, trying to get the football outside to Tyler Boyd. But excellent job of designing the blitz by Scott Schaefer and that defensive unit. As Chuck Bulla dialing up a little blitz with his corner.
Yaklich will put it away. This is a knuckleball inside the 1 and carry it into the end zone for a touchback. So Syracuse's defense kind of raises its back, stops Pitt, and will take over offensively. A cold day in Syracuse. One of these teams today will become bowl eligible, Syracuse or Pitt, one of the great rivalries traditionally in this country. First down and 10 for the Orange. Moving guys around. Alvin Cornelius in the ball game now. McFarland with the carry, picks up a couple of tough yards.
Doing a really good job up front right now. When you look at how they're blocking this defense, we talk about Pitt's defense. 2 interior guys, Zell and Donald, outstanding players. Linebackers, pretty good group. Todd Thomas, the guy to watch for there, the junior, outstanding, multifaceted guy. And Jason Hendricks, the senior safety, one of the leading tacklers on this football team. He's a smart player.
And again, they go right side. This time it's Devontae McFarland. His 37th carry of the year. Let's go downstairs to Rachel.
We got a chance to talk to Terrell Hunt, the quarterback, about a meeting that he has every Thursday night with his offensive coordinator, Coach McDonald, where he scripts out, Coach McDonald scripts out the first 12 plays. It's a democratic process, and they go through it and find out what Hunt wants to do the most.
Wales broiled. They go to the top right. The passes to Wales. Wales has it across the 35 to the 37. That's a first down for Syracuse. They'll move the chains.
Well, what a great catch by Wales. This ball got on him quick. Anthony Gonzalez, the linebacker, gets a little bit of pressure on Hunt. Hunt gets it out, and Wales caught that football just as he turned around. Excellent job by the senior tight end to squeeze the football.
Again, up tempo. Syracuse has been on the road for the last 5 games. Now close the season with Pitt and Boston College. This is to Broyle. Number 1 can't go far. Ashton Broyle has been said most competitive player on the field.
A nice play by Lafayette Pitts, the corner, number 23. These quick screens, you got to be able to get off blocks and be able to get to the receiver. Lafayette Pitts, good job there, number 23.
36-yard.
Big time score for Syracuse early. They had been shut out in the first quarter, 7 of their 10 games. And to get Smith to have that long touchdown is big time. Here he is, Smith off the left side. They get on him in a hurry. Aaron Donald.
We talked about Aaron Donald and how good a player he is. Good penetration that time. Runs it down from the backside. Looks like Sean Hickey, the left tackle, down on the play.
Sean Hickey started against Boston College. He's been a pretty good left tackle.
Take a look at Aaron Donald, number 97. Quick spin move, a swim move to the inside, and runs the play down from behind. He just has great instincts. There's Aaron Donald. Rachel mentioned he's on virtually every defensive honor, into the season honor.
Well, you're right about that, Arch. Semi-finalists for the Bednarik Award, Lombardi, Outland Trophy, and the Lott Trophy. Our 4 keys to the game, Arch.
Well, you got to control the line of scrimmage if you want to do what they do up front. And Aaron Donald's a big part of that. Control the line of scrimmage, and also on the other side, give Savage an opportunity to throw the football. They've had a tough time protecting him, controlling the line of scrimmage, and run with the history. We talked about it, 5 consecutive 1,000-yard rushers here. Jerome Smith's already ripped off a big run for a touchdown. That's who they are. It's part of the Syracuse football DNA.
3rd down and 10 for Syracuse. 8:25 to play in the first quarter. Hunt has some pressure. He's got to run the ball. Spins out of a tackle. Gets to the 40. He'll be way short of the first down. Let's go check in on that Wake Forest game. Take you back to Charlotte with Tom.
Thank you, Tim. Time for a Hyundai update. Duke at Wake, and it's been all Demon Deeks. Tanner Price, 6 yards. Spencer Bishop, 14-0. Wake has the lead on the Blue Devils, Tim.
How about that is right.
Duke had a big win last weekend against Miami. North Carolina coming up next week. And Little Wool Wake sandwiched in the middle is getting after him.
Jim Grove will always have him ready. Here's a high tail wagger. Fair catch it at the 25-yard line. Kevin Witherspoon. 7:35 to play in the first. We'll be back after this word from the Atlantic Coast Conference. It's good to be inside today at the Carrier Dome in Syracuse. Pittsburgh still looking for his first rushing yard of the game. Trying to get it around the left side. This is Bennett. Bennett gets just about 2 yards. Etheridge makes his second tackle of the ball game.
Eskridge does an excellent job from the safety spot, number 3. Got to keep leverage to the outside and then watch him go low. We see so many defensive backs try to tackle high. They ultimately are stiff-armed into the ground, and the back's able to pick up additional yards. Nice play by Eskridge to get him on the ground.
2nd down and 7 for Pitt. Parrish in motion, comes to the other side, makes that side strong. They roll that way. They throw. Boyd across the 35 to the 36-yard line. That'll be enough for the first down. Anderson made the tackle.
Marquise Sproul, the senior linebacker, still down. He came in on the play late, got in on the hit, but the big fella's still down on the ground.
Sproul, the defensive leader, captain of the defense out of Hillside, New Jersey.
This is 47th consecutive start for Marquise Sproul.
Let's go downstairs to Rachel Barbeau.
Yeah, guys, Sean Hickey is being worked on the sidelines right now. Just got official word from the trainer. They said it's a lower extremity injury, and he's being evaluated to see whether he can come back in. I did get a gander at that. It looks like a left ankle.
Good news is Marquise Sproul is up and walks off. Let's go back to Charlotte. Here's Tom and Tommy.
Well, we'll hold off on a trip back to the studio, and it looks like, as you said, Tim, Marquise Sproul does a nice job. They did a good job getting him up off the field. Looks like he's okay. He's ready to go. Maybe get back in the football game. Arsenegas comes in, the junior college transfer from Sierra Junior College, number 5. He takes Sproul's spot in the middle backward spot.
Tom Savage has a little bit of a limp today. Quarterback gets up under center. First down and 10. Pitt. 3-step drop, throws to Quick. That'll pick up yardage. Garner has the ball to the 45-yard line as they continue to move.
This is a multifaceted player. Manessa Garner plays some tight end for him. Here he is outside, runs the slant. Does a good job coming inside, making a defender miss, and push it up where you get a nice first down pickup. And a nice play by Manessa Garner. He's a guy that can play inside the slot, also can slide to the outside. We talked about Devin Street, the senior, nursing a bit of a leg injury, an ankle injury, and so we're seeing a number of different players play in for Street. They've got him on a pitch count.
Sets up 2nd down and short. And timeout taken by Pitt. So that's Pitt's first timeout. Timeout on the field. Timeout on the field. We'll check in with the message from the Atlantic Coast. 5:48 to play in the first quarter at the Carrier Dome. It's 6-0. Orange. Connor now your quarterback, steps back, or rather that's Savage. Savage now throws. That's complete to the outside to Tyler Boyd.
Now, Tyler Boyd is a guy they would like to get the football to in a number of different areas. Here's Boyd here, just going to belly to the outside, looking for a block from Manessa Gardner, number 82. Not a very good job of getting a block. Good job by Reddish to come up and initially make the play, and then the linebacker Davis comes over and finishes him off and puts him in 3rd down. This is where Syracuse is their best on 3rd down.
Pitt needs 2. Parrish on the move. The give is to Connor, and Connor's close to the first. He's got it.
Boy, good hard running by the freshman running back, James Connor. just pounding it straight ahead. Got a little pull from the left guard Rotherham. Rotherham is able to clean up anybody trying to flow from over the top, and then the big fella, 235 pounds, the freshman Connor, pounds it straight ahead for the first down.
First down at the 48. Savage. Pressure backside. Has a man. Incomplete. And Eskridge thought he had the interception.
His shoe comes off. I think it prevents him from being able to break on the football. Eskridge reads it, but watch the shoe come off the left foot. Savage sees it, going to throw the seam route, and Eskridge is going to break on it. Number 3, but his shoe comes off. And he could not keep his footing to break on the football. I think if he keeps his footwear on, that's an interception. He may be running the other way.
So this is holding against Pitt. They call the play off. They move it back.
Well, I think Tom Savage got a bit of a break there, because I think if Eskridge does not lose his shoe, based on the way he read that, he was breaking to intercept the pass.
First down, now they need 20. Savage gives it to Bennett. Bennett's got a big hole, gets back close to the original line of scrimmage, about second down and 13. Let's go back to Charlotte, Tom and Tommy.
Tim, time for a Hyundai update. East Carolina at NC State. The Wolfpack has tied it up. Brandon Mitchell, the 4-yard TD pass. Tony Creasy has it in the end zone. ECU and NC State tied at 7. Back to Syracuse.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. We'll be down in Raleigh next week. Maryland will play its final football game in the Atlantic Coast Conference against the Wolfpack, and we'll be there. 6-0 Syracuse here. Second down and 13. Little flanker screen out to Boyd. And Boyd's hit immediately. He's going to lose a yard.
That's a great play by Eskridge, the safety, reading this. And if you're watching it, Joe Rudolph, the offensive coordinator for Pitt, has got to see Eskridge, number 3, crashing. It's coming. They're going to fake that little bubble screen, and you're going to send a receiver down the sidelines. There's no safety help behind on the play.
They come to their feet at the Carrier Dome on 3rd and 13. Got bells ringing, trains moving. 7th play of the drive. Savage got pressure, throws the out, has the first down to Boyd.
Boy, there's the arm, Tim. The big arm that Savage has, even though the pressure you talked about in his face. Take a look at him put his foot in the ground. He knows he's going to get hit, takes a shot from Brian Murphy, the defensive end, but how about the big arm to get it outside to his talented freshman, Tyler Boyd, for the first down.
Isaac Bennett goes out. James Conner comes in at running back. Everybody sits back down. And on first down, Syracuse again shows blitz. Savage throws the out. Here again is Boyd. Boyd's down to the 25-yard line. Talented receiver, freshman.
Now they want to get him the football so he has a chance to run with it. And this time he makes Rashard Anderson, the corner, miss. Get the football quickly to him. Looked like Savage held it a little longer than he wanted to, but Boyd is able to make Anderson miss. And he's just an eyelash from putting it in the end zone.
Boyd goes out, gets a breather, was holding his right arm. Looks to be okay.
And we have not seen Devin Street since the first series. Right now it's Weatherspoon and Manessa Gardner, wide receiver for Pitt.
Devin Street has that bad ankle, was unable to practice most of the week. But quick out. And Weatherspoon puts it on the ground, and Syracuse says they have it. No, the ball went out of bounds. Still waiting to see the call.
Let's take a look here real quick. It's a quick screen to the outside. Weatherspoon catch, good block from Manessa Gardner. The ball is definitely out. It's definitely a fumble. And Syracuse does not get on it in time before it goes out of bounds.
Never had possession in bounds.
So it goes back to the point where the ball was fumbled. You see, just could not squeeze it. Great opportunity for Cameron Lynch to get on the football. Number 38 just could not get hold of it. It's a good call by officials. It was a fumble. Witherspoon was not able to hold on to it.
So another break for the Pitt Panthers.
And good news for Syracuse. Marquise Sproul, their middle linebacker, was in on that hit, got the ball out, back in the game, obviously.
Well, Eskridge almost had the interception, and Lynch almost had the fumble recovery. Pitt could have turned it over twice on this drive. They're still alive. Timeout Pittsburgh. That'll be their second timeout. 2:12 to play in the first quarter.
This is a Pittsburgh offense that likes to use a lot of different packages, a lot of different groups in the game, and I think that because of some of the injuries, there's some uncertainty as to who's supposed to be on the field, not from the coaching staff, but maybe from some of the players. And Paul Chryst decided to burn a timeout right there, make sure he had the right group on the field. Pick from, and what a great group of players that played in front of the ACC fans.
Play action for Savage. He's got company. Now he throws. This is Parrish. And Parrish is down to the 15-yard line.
Well, again, you can't make enough out of the fact that Tom Savage in this arm. Here comes Robert Welsh, number 94, is going to get in the face of Savage, but again, not able to step into the football. The big arm to get it out to his fullback, Jamar Parrish. Good tackle again by Eskridge down low, but a good job to get this to 3rd and short and give him an opportunity maybe to pound straight ahead with the big back James Conner.
You can see why Darrell Eskridge has been a 2-time ACC Player of the Week. He's active. 3rd down and 1. Conner has the first down, and Pitt is in business.
Come with the power running game. Pull the backside guard, pull a fullback out in front, and then let Conner hit it straight ahead. James Conner has had an outstanding year. Second leading rusher on his Pitt team. 522 yards coming in, 7 touchdowns. Actually led Pitt in rushing touchdowns coming into today.
Bennett back in the ball game. He's your running back. 90 seconds remain in the first quarter. This is Bennett. Tries to get to the corner, cuts inside, gets a block inside the 5. Inside the 10, correction, down to the 7. Cameron Lynch tricks him up.
Well, good blocking on the outside. Watch Hollins, number 70, the tackle, going to get out in front. Gets the good block on Davis, the linebacker, and then a really good job by Bennett to stretch it and then hit it up in behind his big tackle. Was able to punch it up the field for a nice first down pickup.
J.P. Holtz goes out of the ball game. They come in and load up. James Conner is your setback. 2nd down and 5. Inside the 5 goes Conner. Bangs his way down to the 4-yard line. Final 14 seconds of the first quarter.
Yeah, very close to a first down here for Pitt. James Conner on 2nd down, running straight ahead. Oh, have to take a look at this one.
Bring the chains out. AT&T presents Be the Fan. Enter the sweepstakes every week by tackling Coach's Challenge. Share your entry with the hashtag Be the Fan. You could win a VIP trip to the biggest game of the week. Visit AT&TBeTheFan.com for official rules.
Came up just short, Tim, as Brad Allen stretches the chains, the head official here today, and just about 2 inches short of a first down here inside the Syracuse 5. I would guess that they'll wind the clock here because the last play was in bounds, and Pitt will have a chance to talk this over before they snap in the second quarter.
Final 4 seconds. Start the clock. And that'll do it. So 2 old rivals, 2 great traditions, tremendous history. And we'll be back for the second 15 after this.
Yeah, guys, I talked to the Pittsburgh head trainer, and he told me that Devin Street, a little bit banged up with an ankle from last week, also had a little bit of an elbow injury in this game, but he could get back in this game.
Well, Sean Hickey has also gone to the locker room for lower body injuries. 3rd down and 1 for Pitt. They can get the first down before they score. Let's see what happens here. Savage is your quarterback. Straight ahead he goes, and he's got the first down. It'll be 1st down and goal.
Well, he's got big backs that stand behind him. Bennett's 215 pounds and Connor's 230. But Tom Savage, big himself, 235-pound quarterback, just leans it forward behind his big offensive line and gets a first down.
First down, goal to go from the Syracuse 2-yard line.
Interesting talent. Didn't play for 3 years. Was the rookie at Rutgers. He's back. He's glad he's back, and he's trying to improve his NFL stock.
Well, he's had a nice stretch, too, Tim. Over the last 6 games, only 1 interception. Done a really good job of taking care of the ball.
1st and goal, Panthers. Play action. Savage is sacked. Lynch got there first.
Well, what a nice play by Lynch. And again, this is a blitz that's dialed up perfectly. Chuck Buller, the defensive coordinator, said we're going to have to pick and choose when we get after this quarterback, and we've got to time it up perfectly. That was a good job there by Lynch. We've seen the corner come on the blitz, now the linebacker blitz.
When Savage was at Rutgers, he was sacked 9 times when he played Syracuse. But not one guy on this Syracuse roster was there that day. But now Lynch has one. 2nd and goal. Into the corner. Incomplete. Good coverage by Reddick. He was looking for the pick.
Yeah, excellent job of coverage in the corner on the fade route. Again, coming with pressure after Savage. So now that they've gotten in the red zone, a little bit more pressure when it comes to Syracuse's defense. And we talked about it a couple times already today. Syracuse, one of the best in the country. Back 6th in the country in 4th down defense at 29%. And now you've got to cover 14 yards because it's a goal-to-goal situation.
18th play of the drive. Instead of 3rd and goal down close. They need 13. Whistles blowing. This is a dead play.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Panthers continue to hurt themselves. Take a look at the Food Line stats. Our 1st quarter stats brought to you by the North Carolina Education Lottery.
Tim, kind of how we play it out. Time possession obviously favoring Pitt, but one team wants to throw it, Pitt. The other team wants to run it, Syracuse, and it plays out that way in the yardage.
3rd and goal from the 19. Pressure again, and Savage avoids 1, but he's not going to avoid the 2nd. Lynch again. Savage threw the ball and did not get across the line of scrimmage.
Well, they come with a corner fire off the short side again. Number 9, Anderson has him lined up, does not make the play. Ultimately, Lynch gets in around the quarterback's legs for his 2nd sack in that series of downs. And Savage limps to the sideline. Remember, came in nursing a bad left knee, was sacked 7 times a week ago by North Carolina, and still feeling the effects.
Well, he did throw a pass. They're saying there was a guy in the area. Syracuse not sure that's the case. They are going to review this play.
Well, I thought he was down. It was a sack, so it's not going to make any difference. Looked like the knee was on the ground. I think what they're going to look at is, did he get the ball out before he was sacked? Now, the play, ultimately, there's really nobody in the area, but it certainly looked like his knee was down before the ball ever came out. Let's take a look and see if Tom Savage is on the ground. Here comes the corner blitz from Anderson. He does a nice job of stepping away, but can't get away from Welch. And see, the knees are clearly down before the ball came out. I think this ball should be placed back right there, back on about the 25-yard line.
The passer was down prior to releasing the pass. The ball will be placed at the 24.5-yard line. It will be 4th down.
It's a good review by this officiating crew to get it right. Excellent play by Welsh. I'm sorry, by Lynch. His second sack in that 3-down sequence there.
Look at Tom Savage. He doesn't look happy. Sacked a couple of times by Lynch. Keep in mind they had first and goal at the 3. Now they're trying a 42-yard field goal by Chris Blewett. High snap. Blewett gets a good kick on it, and it's good. He got a lot of it. It could have been good from a lot longer than that. 13:22 to play in the first half. Pitt now on the scoreboard. 6-3 in a great rivalry. Well, he's in Hawaii today. Let's go down to Rachel.
I've got 2 injury reports, guys. When you look at Syracuse, offensive lineman Sean Hickey, I've been told by trainers that he is out for the game. It's a lower left leg extremity. Also, Devin Street for Pitt. I know his trainer was optimistic for him, but I saw him on the sidelines, guys, in a sweatshirt with the injured elbow hanging out of the sweatshirt. No helmet, just walking on the sideline. So, doesn't look good for Devin Street.
Yeah, we saw him dangling that arm as he went out of bounds originally after that play. And we'll see him there. This will be taken out of the end zone. And up to the 15, and that's about it. McFarland had nowhere to run. Take a look at our Haviland defensive shield.
Well, Aaron Donald, phenomenal football player. We talked about, you see, it leads the NCAA in tackles for loss per game. Active leader in QB sacks with 25.5. The guy has just been a big-time player, and he's going to be on the awards circuit. I would imagine they're going to see 2 or 3 awards attached to Aaron Donald's name at the end of the year. He's just been a disruptive force. He's what coaches call game record. That's exactly who 97 is.
So partner now with Sean Hickey out for the rest of the game. They shake up that offensive line from Syracuse. There's absolutely nothing there on that left side. So we're going to see how that offensive line does that. It's nicked up.
Well, initial hit by Aaron Donald on that play, so he knew how to segue right into making a play. Aaron Donald knifed to the inside, was able to get around the runner and put him on the ground. So excellent job by that big defensive tackle up front.
Aaron Donald continues to improve. He had 5 sacks last year, 10 this year. 2nd down and 9. Hunt's got problems and throws it away. Had receivers in the area. Paris was right in front of him. Again, Donald chasing him out of the tackle box.
Number 52, Shakir Soto, is the guy that's going to make the initial pressure. And then you see 97 Donald coming as well. They were able to flush Terrell Hunt out of the pocket. And this is what Pitt wanted to do, is they wanted to put Syracuse in a situation where they were behind the chains. In other words, in awkward down and distance situations that gets them out of their run game. Certainly 3rd and 9 here puts them in a bad spot as far as trying to run the football.
Hunt's had trouble throwing on time and in rhythm. We'll see what he does in 3rd down and 9. Steps up in the pocket, buys some time, throws over the middle, not even close. There is a flag down. Lafayette Pitts had pretty good coverage, and had he been looking at the ball, could have had the pick.
Yeah, it looked like they shifted Aaron Donald, this Pitt, out on the edge, and then Donald is held as he was double-teamed coming off the edge. He's the guy that forced Terrell Hunt to climb in the pocket and make the throw, but in that series of downs, Aaron Donald disrupted.
Offense, number 67. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
Let's go back to Charlotte and check in the studio with Tom.
Time for a Hyundai update. Duke at Wake. Anthony Boone, Max McCaffrey, great catch. Back of the end zone, 4 yards, tied at 14 approaching halftime.
So Riley Dixon, Tom, is back to punt here at the Carrier Dome. Kevin Weatherspoon standing at the 41. High snap. Good punt. This will take Weatherspoon back inside the 40. Wall setting up. Weatherspoon's got some room, and he returns it to the Syracuse 39. They'll mark it at the 40, where he stepped out of bounds, but good field position now for the Pitt Panthers.
Well, it's a nice job by Weatherspoon to get up the field. Big return. A short field for Pitt coming back.
with us today. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Great old rivals here. This is a great tradition that started way back in 1916.
Tyler Boyd lined up in the backfield.
6-3 Syracuse. Pitt with the ball. First down. This is Boyd. Boyd takes it around the right side. He's going to lose about 6. Davis got there first. A whole host of Syracuse defensive players.
Now, we talked about Syracuse pressuring Tom Savage, and they have been relentless so far today. Savage nursing a bad left knee, and Syracuse has not had any pity on the senior quarterback. They have gotten after him. In fact, Cameron Lynch right there with back-to-back sacks in the red zone pushed Pitt back where they had to try a field goal. So they have gotten after him already in this game, and we're midway through this early second quarter.
Syracuse has had at least 1 sack in 14 straight games. Whistles blow on second down and long. And it's going to be against Pitt.
False start. Offense. Number 98. 5-yard penalty. Second down. Correction. Number 88.
Syracuse doing an excellent job of really dominating the line of scrimmage right now.
Let's go down to Rachel.
She talked about the pressure on Savage last week and obviously this week too. I talked to him and I talked about the injuries on the offensive line, the sacks he has taken, and he would not blame anyone else. He said, no, Rachel, it's all on me. I'm the quarterback. I have to get the ball out quicker.
Savage has had a lot of company. There's no question about that in his backfield. This is Ibrahim, and Ibrahim has nowhere to run. The true freshman.
This is a great opportunity for Pitt in a short field. They had a good return by Witherspoon to the Syracuse 40, and it's been moving backwards ever since. Syracuse defense has risen up, and every play's been a negative play, save that last play, and that was just a 1-yard gain. So give Syracuse's defense a big pat on the back here in a kind of a sudden change situation, short field situation. Now Tom Savage faced with a long yardage situation.
Bromley, the only returning starter this year on that defensive front, and he's playing with a lot of emotion today. Third down and a taxi ride for Pitt. Savage steps up. And the cover 2 coverage brought the safety right over and almost made the interception. Intended for Wisner.
When Tom Welsh got hammered on the play. Let's take a look at the throw. Wisner up the sideline. Just a good job, good jam by Reddish. Really no place to throw the football. And what Savage couldn't do was swivel his head and find somebody else because of the pressure up front from Robinson and Welsh.
So Riley Dixon will have a chance to punt this ball and try to pooch it inside the 15-yard line. Richie Desir is back to return this punt. It'll take him back to the 6 where he'll fair catch it. Well, there we go on South Krause Street where we were yesterday. You're looking at the varsity, and we'll be back after a word from your local ACC station.
Come with Wake Forest.
First down and 10 for the Orange. Jerome Smith, the setback, and the ball carrier. Smith had the touchdown earlier in the game. That's the only touchdown of this ball game.
Now, Jerome Smith, they'd like to be able to pound the football straight ahead with Hunt doing some of that zone read. They'd like to get into that.
Second down. Again, they go straight up the middle. Takes it out to the 13. It'll bring up third down.
Whatever your team that wants to play with some tempo, which Syracuse does, they want to speed up the process. They have to get first down. So a big third down situation deep in their own territory. Pitt hoping to hold Syracuse down there so they can flip the field and give their offense a short field opportunity again.
It's a long 3 for a first. On third down, Hunt throws. This is complete. And it's carried out near the first down marker. Clark is going to be close, depending on the mark. Should be enough. They move the first. and the chains move.
Well, it's a nice play by Clark. Good quick throw by Hunt. He's got to break a tackle, which he does, and then has the first down. So nice job by Clark to understand where the sticks were. He needed to get to that point, and now you can get into your up-tempo.
Clark's 28th reception of the year. Throw it to Broyle. Broyle looks for room. He takes it out close to the markers again. That'll be a pickup of 11 and another first down.
Now here's the kid they would like to get the football to in space, is Ashton Broyle, number 1. Outstanding player out in the open field. He's their leading receiver coming in. Big pickup on first down.
This is Hunt. Keeps the ball and picks up a tough 3 yards. Thrown down hard. Terrell Hunt with the carry.
We talked to Scott Schaefer earlier, and I've mentioned the tempo a couple of times here for Syracuse, but the process of trying to wear down a really good defensive front for Pitt, namely Aaron Donald. Right here he is, the big defensive tackle. Can they wear them down by putting first downs together?
2nd down and 7. This is Morris. Morris is out across the 35. Mark it at the 37. Gordon makes the tackle there.
Brian Murphy, number 93, going to step across, try to blow up the play. He's able to get in around the legs of Morris and slow it down, but still a nice pickup on 2nd down, and now you're 3rd and short again.
3rd down and 2. Syracuse today just 2 of 4 on 3rd down conversions. Hunt throws, has this ball up for grabs. Incomplete. Boy, there was a lot of bumping and grinding going on. It was intended for Broyle. Garner was there along with Gonzalez.
Boy, it's completely misplayed by Shane Gordon, the middle linebacker. Watch number 44 here to get a look of it. Ball batted in the air by Hendricks, the safety. And Gordon actually has a shot at it, and I think he thought he was going to get run into and just was unable to squeeze the football. That looked like a tailor-made interception for Pitt, and they didn't come up with it.
So Syracuse will have to punt it away. This is Riley Dixon. And he gets off a high punt that will take about 4 seconds. Hang time. Coverage is good. Ball goes out of bounds, and that's where Pitt will start. 7:44 to play in the 2nd quarter. 6-3 ball game.
Earlier in the year against North Carolina, their demolition job they put on the Tar Heels, and Carton was phenomenal. Ran for 3 and threw for 3.
Meanwhile here, Pitt in that 2nd quarter so far, minus 18 yards. How about that, partner?
It just tells you Syracuse controlling the line of scrimmage, and that's where these two teams wanted to win. They wanted to be the most physical team right now. That team is Syracuse.
Savage on 1st down gives it to Connor, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage. May even have lost a yard. Reddish got there to make the tackle.
And it looked like Robert Welsh, number 94, the defensive end, did a good job of blowing that up. Wanted to pull the big guard out in front, but Welsh, 94 right there. The junior.
You look at this defensive line, it is not that big. I mean, other than Kroom, who's 305 pounds, the rest of them are 270, 255.
Playing a lot of energy right now. So playing in their own building, playing a lot of energy.
2nd down and 11. Quick toss, Witherspoon to the 35-yard line. Well short of the 1st down. Anderson with a good play out there. It'll set up 3rd down and long again.
It really was a good play by Anderson, the corner, number 9. He's going to get cut down, gets blocked. Witherspoon going to catch the football, but Anderson going to get off the ground, get up and make the tackle short of the 1st down. And that's where Syracuse wants you. They want you in these 3rd down conversion situations so they can get after the quarterback.
So Tom Savage now faced with a 3rd down and 5. Four-man rush, backside pressure, over the middle. It's complete to Boyd, and Boyd has the 1st down at midfield. Boy, Savage hung in there tough.
Let's take a look at this inside route by Boyd. Good control route by Gardner underneath, and Boyd comes inside and makes the tough catch in traffic.
Got a couple of players down. Thompson and Anderson both looked like they were shaken up on the play.
And this is a thin defensive back unit. Anderson, the player here, the corner down on the ground. They don't have a lot of players in the secondary right now. to go to. Had a number of injuries in the back end of their defense.
So he's up. Thompson's trying to get up. Thompson, the redshirt freshman. Well, Ruby Tuesday takes us around the ACC to check on conference action this weekend, and it is a big day today. You see that Duke-Wake Forest game that Arch was talking about, tied at 14 at the half. Miami 21-13 over Virginia. That game at the half. Cavaliers really tough season. Carolina big, and the Citadel down big to Clemson.
We talked about that East Carolina game. Alabama, and Georgia Tech just starting. There's Boston College. Beast mode will be on display in the nation, near the nation's capital with Andre Williams, the nation's leading rusher, against Maryland.
First down and 10 for the Panthers. Boyd sidesteps one and can't get by him. Morgan with a good tackle. What deked when Boyd went to the right, he went to the right and made the stop.
Well, that's a nice play by Morgan. Just stepped on the field. Remember, Anderson just left the game. So Morgan, Wayne Morgan, the sophomore from Brooklyn, New York, comes on the field and immediately is in tune in the game. And that's what you're looking for. The defensive coordinator, Chuck Bullock. If I plug you in, you got to be ready to play. Nice play by Morgan.
They were telling us yesterday, Chuck, was that they like Morgan a lot. He was the nickel back. Now they're playing him at corner. Second down and 6. Again, play action. Go out into the flat. And Parrish with another completion. Pitt starting to move the ball now. High percentage, quick passes.
Yeah, doing a much better job on first down and trying, and you mentioned it, Tim, and I think it's going to be a key as we've watched Tom Savage still kind of limping around on that left knee. Those quick throws, quick decisions, get the ball out. Coach Paul Chris said we need to help our quarterback a little bit. That means we need to protect, but play calling can help him as well. Joe Rudolph, the OC, doing a nice job here of helping Tom Savage out a little bit.
Savage showing that limp. Third down and 2. Connor. He's got a hole. He's got the first. He's got more. All the way down inside the 30-yard line of Syracuse, and Morgan had to trip him up there.
Well, that's good running by the freshman. Going to hit the hole, press the hole, and slides. He presses it. Now slide to the outside because you've got some room. Nice job by Pitt up front to provide a crease, and then Connor. Guy getting a chance to watch for a number of years here at Pitt carrying the football. He's an outstanding year. Second leading rusher on this team coming in.
So he picks up 16 yards, and it's first down and 10. Again, the quick pass. They get this out. This is Boyd. Boyd inside the 20, still on his feet, down to the 15-yard line, and another first down. Cameron Lynch finally tripped him up. A couple missed tackles in there.
Oh, what a nice block by Vanessa Gardner, number 82, right there. Got the block on Dyshawn Davis, the linebacker, and that was able to spring Tyler Boyd up the field. But what a nice job by Vanessa Gardner. We mentioned number 82 earlier in the game. The ability, his versatility, play tight end, play in the slot, play outside. Got a big block right there.
Lafayette Pitts goes to the top of the screen, and there's timeout Syracuse. They're on their heels right now. And so the Orange take a timeout. 4:07 to play in this first half. Fans, have you downloaded ACC Football, The Challenge? It's presented by McAllister Deli. Over 122,000 fans representing their ACC teams have played over 2.2 million games on the app. Our game matchup is currently underway. The rivalry challenge on the app. It's Pitt and Syracuse. Can you pull out a win? It's up to you, fans. Download ACC Football Challenge now to ensure that your team, Pitt or Syracuse, is on top. Let's go down to Rachel. She's talking about that secondary's been thinned out, Rach.
Yeah, Tim, you talked about that thin secondary, and that's partly because they've lost Julian Wiggum, cornerback. He took a vicious hit in the FSU game, guys. He was coughing up blood. They found out he had a lung contusion, but he also knocked loose some scar tissue that he had. He had 2 surgeries in high school for a rare esophageal disorder. He's going to be okay. He is now back on campus, and even told his coach, hey, I want to play next week. But he is going to be okay, but it was a very scary moment, and, you know, Coach Jimbo Fisher went to see him as well.
Pretty good story. First down and 10. Panthers rolling. This is Connor. Gets to the corner. Picks up a yard, maybe. Again, Brandon Reddish ran him out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like the young fella bounced that and should have followed up inside. The right guard pulled and got up in front of him, but good job of Syracuse kind of building a wall and forcing Connor to the outside, a minimal gain.
Hey, Arch, defending the red zone is presented by CPI Security. Syracuse has given up a lot of points this year, but they were in select games. Other games that defenses voted back a little bit.
Yeah, only 19 touchdowns, not bad.
Second down and 9. Savage again sets up the screen. This is to the big tight end Holtz, and Holtz inside the 10 down to the 6-yard line.
I think Syracuse or Pitt may have gotten away with one here. This is a throw down the field. The linemen have released down the field and are blocking. If that ball's thrown by Bromley, here's Bromley, 96, getting the pressure on Welch. That was borderline where that ball was down the field on the screenplay, but Pitt was able to get away with it. Good pressure from Bromley, their senior inside defender.
Cruden comes out of the ball game. Zin Jones comes in. That was the first time Savage had thrown to the tight end all day, and he almost broke it. Ball marked just inside the 7, and timeout on the field. Country music artists Sarah Evans and Rodney Atkins will headline ACC Fan Fest. It's presented by AT&T on December 7th. Get your game tickets now and don't miss the free event held outside Bank of America Stadium prior to the ACC Football Championship game. Visit theacc.com for tickets and more event details. That's a big weekend down there in Charlotte. Everybody comes down, has a great time. They've got the concert, got the game, got the banquet, and the legends.
You look at the one side is pretty much sewed up with Florida State, obviously, but the other side, the coastal side, has been very interesting as we watch it play out. Duke in command of their destiny. If they win their last 2, they go to the ACC championship game. If they do trip up, and namely to North Carolina at the end of the year, all of a sudden it becomes very interesting as Virginia Tech holds a lot of tiebreakers for an opportunity to go.
About 30 scenarios there in the coach. 3:11 to play in the first half. Pitt trying to get on the board and take the lead. Savage rolls right, throws, has a complete Pitts to the goal line. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Boy, what a play by Vanessa Garner as he's going to get hit low by Eskridge and going to stretch the football out to see if he got in. It was called a touchdown on the field. Obviously, they'll take a look. Let's take a look with them. Here's Garner in the flat. Eskridge going to come in and get around the legs. That's a touchdown.
I think Gardner's got the touchdown.
Play. Watch him put the left hand down to keep himself elevated and then stretches across and breaks the plane. Nice play by Vanessa Garner.
Vanessa Garner, his 3rd touchdown of the year, his 23rd reception of the year. As Art said earlier, very versatile, and what body control there to reach across inside the pylon for the touchdown.
Should take our replay official very long to check this one out. Give Brad Allen, who does an outstanding job officiating here in the ACC, the go-ahead to move forward with an extra point.
For the review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
So Vanessa Garner with the touchdown. Paul Christ in his 2nd season at Pitt, he's got the lead.
What's a gutsy drive. We've seen Tom Savage get beat around all day long by this Pitt defense, but the senior quarterback is hung in there, keeps answering the bell, and a good throw there to the flat. Garner gets in.
10 plays, 70 yards, took just over 4.5 minutes. And Chris Blewett comes on for the extra point. And it's a 10-6 ball game. So Pittsburgh takes the lead, and let's take you back to Charlotte and Tom and Tommy.
Tim, thank you. Coming up on the Hyundai Halftime Report, we've got a big game to talk about. Duke and Wake Forest. Coach, Wake went out to the lead at home by 14, but Duke came storming back tied at halftime.
Duke fell asleep early, then finally woke up like they scored 14 points.
If Duke wins its last 2 games, it will represent the Coastal Division in the ACC Championship game. We'll have highlights of all the other ACC games as well on the Hyundai Halftime Report, Tim.
All right, guys, thank you very much. ACC stories, boy, we're piling them up, aren't we? How about C.J. Brown? We saw him last week.
Yeah, CJ, 300-yard rushing days as a quarterback, and of course this run that sealed it in overtime for Maryland. Huge win in Lane Stadium. How about Brandon Connett? 5 touchdowns, 4 of those on the ground, threw one against Miami as they stormed back in the second half. Ryan Switzer, 2 punt return touchdowns in the fourth quarter to beat Pitt last week. And then, of course, this is the guy, Andre Williams, the leading rusher in the nation, and now the all-time leading rusher for a season in ACC history. The beast is on display in Maryland today.
Closing in on 2,000 career yards, and that's a select group.
Boy, he's a fun guy to watch run, boy.
So Pitt to kick off with 3:06 to play in the first half. Syracuse with the return. They've got a hole out to the 25. Goes Devontae McFarland, and there is a flag.
During the return, holding, return team number 6, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
Closed captioning for ACC football is brought to you by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's bow time. So the penalty will move them back inside the 15-yard line, and that's where Syracuse will take over. So Terrell Hunt comes out with the offense.
Tim, they've had a tough time getting any kind of rhythm going, have not been able to extend drives. Pitt's done a nice job of getting their offense off the field. How about Ashton Broyle lined up a quarterback right here in the Wildcat?
And they spread them across sideline to sideline. This is McFarland, not much there in the middle. Matter of fact, he gets back to the line of scrimmage +1. Aaron Donald made the tackle again. What a game Aaron Donald is playing.
Well, we thought Aaron Donald would play, though. How about Shane Gordon, middle linebacker, face to face right in the hole, makes the play. Now Pitt trying to turn it up a little bit physically on their defensive front seven.
2nd down and 8 for Syracuse. Out of the gun. Hunt throws a flanker screen. This is out to Clark. Clark breaks a tackle, cuts it inside to the 30, across the 40, and there is a flag down at the 35-yard line. Vinnipal made the tackle, stopped the play, but Clark just exploded when that hole opened.
Holding, offense number 82, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Following administration of the penalty, will still be first down.
So Alvin Cornelius, the redshirt freshman out of Staten Island, is called for the penalty.
Well, good block by Broyle, number 1 right there. Clark gets in behind, but it's a long time. You can see the hole right here. This holds onto the jersey a little too long there. Good job of stock blocking up the field, but just held on a little too long by the redshirt freshman. Good running by Clark to get the first down.
So it's first down Syracuse. Scoreless since they scored that first touchdown. Hunt rolls right. He's got room to run. And he'll have another first down for the Orange. It'll be close. Let's see where they mark it. It is a first. Gonzalez knocked him out of bounds.
That's good read by Hunt, realizing that nobody was responsible for him as he got outside the pocket. They will run up the field and get a first down. And this is really the first we've seen of Syracuse offensively get a little bit of something going.
Under 2 minutes to play. Jerome Smith back in the ball game for Syracuse. He scored the first touchdown at the 12:07 mark of the first quarter. Here's Smith. Gets a block, cuts inside. Oh, he almost broke it. He had a lot of open territory. Soto made the tackle.
Boy, Mackey McPherson's out in front. They realized Gonzalez, number 28, is the guy that really makes the play and keeps Jerome Smith from getting up the field for a big game.
Broyle, his knee touched. Bad pass by Hunt. Boy, they had that play set up. All Hunt had to do was get it to him.
Well, it's a tough play. It seems like an easy play, but Terrell Hunt has to seat the ball in the shotgun, usually throwing it without rotating and grabbing the threads. Try to throw something that's somewhat accurate where your receiver doesn't have to stop. That time obviously didn't get the job done, and Broyle dropped to a knee to catch the ball. But it's not an easy play to catch it and get it out there that quickly.
Beckett Wales comes back into the ball game. Kelly comes in, bottom of the screen. Hunt's got backside pressure, steps up to avoid it, and picks up a yard. Or a little bit less, marking right by the line of scrimmage.
And it's really a nice play by Pitt defensively, because Vinnipal, the safety, Ray Vinnipal, number 9, is the guy that's up in the line of scrimmage to kind of shadow the quarterback who tries to pull it down.
46 seconds to play in the half. Take a look at our BMW Ultimate Drive.
Well, this was the last drive. We saw the toughness of Tom Savage with the big throw there. James Conner with the third down run that extended the drive. Big block by Vanessa Garner to get Floyd clean, and then Garner's going to finish it off with an outstanding athletic play. 10 plays, 70 yards, ate up over 4 minutes. That's your BMW Ultimate Drive.
Now Hunt trying to return the favor on this drive. He's got 46 seconds to work. Would love to get it down in field goal range, but he won't be able to do that after that last carry, so they'll have to punt it away. Riley Dixon comes on. And Pitt now looking for a big return out of Weatherspoon.
He had a big return last time. Tim had an opportunity and provided a short field opportunity for their Pitt offense.
This is a punt that is returnable. Looking for the wall. Can't get through the first wave. Ball's loose. Syracuse got it. Boy, Richie Nasir got down there and caused some havoc.
Well, it's the second time Witherspoon's laid the ball on the ground. Remember, he caught a little bubble screen earlier. Fortunately for Pitt, it rolled out of bounds. This one does not. Let's take a look and see if Witherspoon certainly is up when the ball comes out. There's the strip. Ball definitely out. And Syracuse all over it and creates an opportunity here late in the half for an opportunity, maybe a scratch for a score.
Good play by Richie Desir to get on that football. They lost that opportunity earlier, but here they are now with 35 seconds to play in the first half. Plenty of time to get some points.
Llewellyn Coker, number 41, is going to get the strip with the left hand. And then Desir, who's one of their special teams aces. See Coker get the strip, 41. And then Desir, who's on all their special teams, comes up with the recovery, and a great opportunity now for Syracuse, who have struggled offensively to move the football since that opening drive. A chance to maybe put some points on the board here before the half.
They're reviewing that play. They'll see when the ball came out, when it was recovered, get the yard line correct, and the time on the clock.
Well, Witherspoon, number 88, there sitting on the bench.
For further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Syracuse.
36-yard punt, the fumble, and Syracuse is in business with the Desir recovery.
Well, remember, all the timeouts been used pretty much up now. One timeout left for Syracuse, none for Pitt. So probably going to have to throw the football here if you're Syracuse.
They put 35 seconds on the clock, first down. Hunt with play action. Steps up and throws into the end zone. Incomplete. Boy, what a pass. McFarland almost had it, couldn't hold on.
No, it's a well-thrown ball by Terrell Hunt. Good coverage by Gonzalez, the linebacker. But McFarland has a chance. Reaches up, and you might say that he may have gotten away with a little early contact with Gonzalez, the linebacker. But McFarland could not squeeze it. And so 2nd and 10.
Syracuse hadn't been in the red zone the entire game. 2nd down and 10. 29 seconds to play in the first half. Hunt will carry it. Time's are wasted. Clock continues to move.
He tried to come with a broken line formation, hoping that Pitt would not line up properly. That time Todd Thomas, who's made a ton of plays for this defense and their special teams. Makes the play on Terrell Hunt, but they split a tackle out way out to the right, broke the lineup, hoping Pitt would line up incorrectly. Didn't happen.
Stopped the clock with 20 seconds left. Fans here didn't like the call. Not sure I understand the call myself. Take a look at the ACC standings. It's presented by Belk. Florida State at the top all alone.
Well, you see Syracuse here at 5-5, playing for a postseason opportunity to get themselves bowl eligible. And you look on the other side in the Coastal, Pitt in the same position. Both teams 5-5, looking for a postseason trip for their older players and an opportunity for that extra practice. So many coaches talk about that extra practice. They get almost a second spring practice. They practice in December that pole vaults them into the following year. So both teams want that opportunity.
Yeah, they get those extra 15 practices before the bowl game. Both these coaches trying to resurrect these programs. 3rd down and 10 again. They go to the corner. Touchdown, Syracuse. Did he hold on? They said no.
Well, the play was waved incomplete.
I thought he had it. He was bobbling as he went out of bounds.
Yeah, a little bit of a juggle as he hit the ground. Never really secured the football. Certainly we'll take a look at this because it is a very close play. Boy, it's a well-thrown ball by Terrell Hunt. But now he's juggling the ball all the way down. That's a nice call by the official there. Just a perfect throw from Terrell Hunt, right on the money, but just too much of a juggle. Never secured it.
Yep.
But only secured it once he was out of the end zone.
Yep, that's a good call. Came out of his hands as he hit the ground. He never really lost the football, but he was juggling it.
Further review, there was no possession through the catch. The ruling on the field is confirmed.
Kimball judging that out of bounds, and now they'll set up for the field goal. This is Ryan Norton. "32-yard attempt. As long as 34. And it's good. 41 yards officially. His longest field goal of the year. Well, the ACC and your local Toyota dealers unlocking the ACC archives where you can relive over 60 classic football games all for free. Duke trying to move another step to a Coastal Division championship against Wake Forest. These two played a classic 3 years ago in one of the highest scoring games in ACC history. The Deacs defeated the Blue Devils 54-48 as the teams combined for 987 yards. Visit theacc.com/vault, brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Always great stuff on the vault if you go and you research. And how about Duke and all the firsts that they've had this year?
It's been an unbelievable year for David Cutcliffe's team. He says stay the course. Obviously looking for back-to-back bowl trips. They'll get that. Winning season, the first since '94. Ranked in the top 25 since '94. 2 wins over ranked opponents since '71. David Cutcliffe has done an unbelievable job. He said, hey, just hang in here with me. I'm going to get it done. Just stay with me. Stay the course. And he's gotten players in to play for him. And, boy, congratulations to David Cutcliffe and Duke. They've done a phenomenal job.
Otto the Orange having some fun. They need a win down at Wake. Syracuse trying to become bowl eligible. Pitt trying to become bowl eligible. And it sets up as a good old-fashioned Donnybrook here in the Carrier Dome. And the ball's loose again. And that should give Pitt the ball with about 4 seconds left on the clock.
That's a really good play by Vanessa Gardner. We've talked about how versatile he's been. Nice scoop there. That ball was loose. And Gardner comes up and scoops it up and going to give Pitt an opportunity to come in and just kneel down the football and get out of here with the lead at halftime.
So they set the clock is at 4 seconds. 1-point game, first down and 10. And they set up for the play, take a knee. Arch has been there so many times, he knows, and that'll do it.
30 minutes in the books, the score at halftime. 10, Syracuse 9.
So these two teams fighting for bowl eligibility. And it's a 1-point differential at the half. Let's go downstairs. How about Aaron Donald in the first half he had?
We talked about how disruptive he can be. Here he blocks the extra point, which is the difference in the game right now. But you see how physical he is. He may not make the tackle, but he breaks things up so much that his other defenders around him can make plays. And then ultimately, if he does get a straight line at the quarterback, he's going to put him on the ground. So Aaron Donald, although the stat sheet may not show tackles or tackles for loss, he's been very disruptive today, and he's the difference in the 1-point game right now because of the blocked extra point.
Certainly a legitimate All-American candidate, semifinalist for the Bednarik Award, Lombardi, Lott, the Outland Trophy. I played with an Outland Trophy award winner in Randy White, and I'm telling you, this kid can flat out play. He needs to be in that picture.
Well, and I think that his name is going to be attached to a couple of these awards. Obviously, there's other players in the country playing at a very high level, but he's on the finals list for a number of these awards. I expect Aaron Donald to collect some hardware at the end of the year.
So we're just about set to begin here. Pretty good rivalry. These two teams have played since 1916. They're playing for bowl eligibility.
Well, this was a hard-fought battle a year ago. Paul Chryst' team came up short. 14-13 was the final that day. It was a game in which Pitt turned the football over. Scott Schaefer hoping that his Syracuse Orange could possess the football a little longer here in the second half.
Chris blew it to kick off. McFarland and Morris standing at their own goal line. This will take a big hop, and Morris will bring it up that right sideline, breaks 2 tackles, and fights his way across the 20, still on his feet out by the 25. Scott Schaefer talks about toughness. Look at this, moving the scrum, and the crowd loves it.
Boy, nice play by the freshman there to try to set the tone. Tim, you and I have both been in locker rooms, and when you're coming out at halftime, that coach will say, okay, who's going to set the tone for me here in the second half? And it's obviously every half starts with a special teams play. Right there, Morris trying to throw his hat in the ring. Jerome Smith, after a really good first quarter and the long touchdown run, has been limited to 15 yards rushing here over the last quarter and a half.
Ran for over 1,000 last year. Had 730 coming into this game. Here he is. He's going to lose yardage. They chase him out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. See where they mark it. Gordon knocked him out of bounds.
Well, good play there by Shane Gordon, the linebacker. But here's the run by Jerome Smith in the first quarter, their first drive of the game. But since then, here's Aaron Donald getting around him and throwing him on the ground. There just has not been a lot of running room for the big 230-pound running back. And it starts again here in the second half as Shane Gordon, the middle linebacker, runs through and creates a negative play.
Yeah, I think after that 36-yard touchdown return, I think Smith thought he was going to have a big day. Here's the pass. This is complete. Cornelius out across the 35-yard line. They'll mark it at the 37.
Well, a nice accurate throw to the redshirt freshman wide receiver Cornelius, hooked up in the hole, on the money, and that gets you right back to a nice third down manageable situation here. Now, Rachel talked about how Terrell Hunt spends time with George McDonald, the offensive coordinator. They go over plays, things that he likes. Certainly in a third down situation, this is where you're dialing up something that Terrell Hunt's comfortable with.
Third down and short. This is Smith. Tries to push the scrum across and does. Has enough for the first down at the 41.
Well, the comfort zone doesn't get any better than turning it around and handing it to your 230-pound bulldozer. Just straight ahead power running, pull the backside guard, get him out in front. Trudeau gets a little bit of a block, but really was about the power and a little bit of a push from some other players to get Jerome Smith the first down.
Coming out with a resolve here in the second half to start things off. Morris in the game now for Syracuse. First down and 10 for the Orange. This is Morris. And the speedster has nowhere to go, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
You might wonder why George Morris, Devontae McFarland are getting a chance to play, and this is Morris carrying the football on the first down play here and that's because Prince Tyson Gully, that two-headed monster that they've had going with Jerome Smith, Prince Tyson Gully out with injury. So the two young freshmen have had to step up to play.
Again, they give it to their running back, and Morris has absolutely nothing. Talking to Scott Schaefer yesterday, he said the key to this ball game, they've got to be plus 50 in yards, 50 more yards than Pitt, rushing the football and have +1 in the turnover margin. And right now, that's where they are. They've got both of those. He says usually when that happens, they win.
Yeah, these are the situations, though, Tim. He's not want Terrell Hunt in. 3rd and 10. They would like to be able to be on schedule. They are off schedule now because Pitt's been able to rise up on 1st and 2nd down and stop the run game.
I think you'd rather have Dave Archer in there right now.
That old guy can't get it done now.
Hunt steps up in the pocket. He's got problems and goes down immediately.
Now, we talked about how Ray Vinipal, the safety, is spending time in the line of scrimmage to mirror the quarterback. We know that Pitt's concerned about Terrell Hunt's ability to run with the football, and Vinipal is standing right here. That's a safety. He's there to mirror the quarterback. He just blows right through the block of the back and makes the play on Hunt. Nice job by Ray Vinipal, the safety.
Riley Dixon to punt it away for Syracuse, and Weatherspoon is standing at the 20. This is a high spiraling punt. Weatherspoon will fair catch it at about the 15-yard line. So after a very impressive, emotional start to that drive, they stall, and now Pitt will take over.
Well, we talked about some of the young players that are playing in this game, and Tyler Boyd's had an unbelievable freshman season. Over 800 yards receiving, and this is what he was able to do in the first half. He's dynamic when he gets the ball in his hands. He's tough, willing to come over the middle and catch the football. Got a great block there from Vanessa Gardner. He's able to run through some tackles. I would expect to see Tyler Boyd touch the football a ton here in the second half.
Yeah, and Tom Savage had a good first half, 19 to 24. He was under a lot of duress. Here's the give in the backfield. He'll pick up about 2. That's Bennett.
Nice job by Dyson Davis there making the tackle, the linebacker. Look at Tyler Boyd. You saw the highlight package on him. You see the 4 100-yard games. To put that in perspective, their great receiver Devin Street has 9 in his career. Tyler Boyd with 4 as a freshman on his way to a star-studded career, it certainly looks like.
One of the most highly sought-after recruits in the state of Pennsylvania. Leading receiver here, former running back, is Boyd. 2nd down and 9 for Pitt. Savage with a 5-step drop, throws it. Incomplete. Nobody was looking for the football. It was intended for Ed Tinker, but he never turned his head. Let's go back to Charlotte. Here's Tom.
Thanks, Tim. Time for a Hardee's update. The first ever meeting between Old Dominion and North Carolina belongs to the Heels. TJ Logan's going to go the distance, 99 yards for the touchdown return. He also has 2 rushing touchdowns. 63-20 North Carolina in the 3rd.
Tar Heels roll. How about those Tar Heels?
How about the run that Larry Fedora's team on to get bowl eligible?
Here at Syracuse, it's 3rd down and 9. Everybody jumps. We'll see what the play is. We'll see if Bromley came across or was he drawn. He definitely came across. Only returning starter from last year's defensive line, 3-year letterman.
Offside by contact, number 96, defense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Now, Bromley comes in with 9 sacks. Just tried to jump the gun there, line up in that one technique. Was going to try to jump by the center and just misjudged the timing. And now that changes the call now for Joe Rudolph.
Absolutely.
Certainly have bubble screen now becomes part of the mix here on 3rd and short.
So the defensive captain makes a mental mistake and it cost him. Pitt needs 4. 3rd down. Savage has had a hot hand. This is complete, and it is enough for the 1st down. J.P. Holtz with a nice catch.
Well, it's a good catch. Syracuse came with blitz. Savage falling backward. Nice accurate throw to his big tight end, J.P. Holtz. Holtz is going to run up, turn, get his number square to the quarterback. Good offset throw. And when I say offset throw away from the defender to that shoulder away from the defender. Nice Nice location of football by Tom Savage.
Bennett goes out. Connor comes in at running back for Pitt. Kirkland goes out. Davis comes in for Syracuse on defense. A chess match. First down and 10. Roll right. This is complete. Garner takes it across the 30. Reddish makes the stop there. Knocks him out of bounds.
It's been a very interesting game for Joe Rudolph, the offensive coordinator for Pitt. Paul Chris talked about how Joe's going to have to make some play calls for Tom Savage to get the ball out of his hands quickly. They did a nice job of moving his launch point. Little roll out there to pick up first 5 yards on first down.
Second down, call it 6. Off the right side, this is Connor. Spins past one, keeps his feet. Finally taken down. Lynch was there, along with Kroom. Kroom got there first.
Yeah, Jeremy Wilkes is in position, number 28, to make this play, and the freshman makes him miss right there. Nice hard running, but a little niftiness out of the 230-pounder, the Terminator, James Conner.
The Terminator. That's what they used to call Dave Archer. Days with the Washington Redskins, Atlanta Falcons. Third down and 2. This time it's Pitt that jumps. That looked like big old T.J. Clemmings.
Defense, number 68, 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Clemmings, 6'6", 305 pounds. He was a defensive end last year.
They actually made the switch. Tim, we talked about that extra practice during bowl time. They switched him from defensive end to tackle during that 15-practice bowl period. That's how important it is for these coaches to get teams and get them into the postseason. It's a nice reward to the seniors, but it's also that little extra practice. That's where Clemmings got his opportunity to switch to the offensive side.
Again, a mistake changes the dynamics. This time it's Pitt. Now they need 7, and here comes the blitz. And Savage just has to throw it away. Oh, they came hard with Cameron Lynch, and Welch at the defensive end position came hard.
Now Lynch and Anderson are going to come on the blitz, and they've done a nice job of timing up their blitzes right at the end of the snap. You're going to get blitz from here and here, and the pressure is going to get in the face of Welch or of Savage, where he has to throw the football away. But the timing of it has been outstanding today for Syracuse.
Yaklik to put it away. Richie Desir should give him pretty good field position, and this is definitely returnable. Takes it to the sideline and gets out of bounds. Syracuse may have asked for a flag there, but that was inbounds, legal play. .8:32 to play in the third, and as sweet as it is inside the dome, oh, that wind is starting to howl and snow is on the way. What a game Aaron Donald has had. What a career, as Brian Kelly at Notre Dame said, a one-man wrecking crew. You see his numbers here today, just causing havoc.
Well, he's certainly a game wrecker. Penn Hills High School, Pittsburgh kid. Done an outstanding job of playing hard for the Panthers in his 4 seasons. He closes out a great career at Pittsburgh.
Hunt with time throws. That's caught. And Wales has the first down. That ball was thrown on a frozen rope.
Absolutely excellent throw by Terrell Hunt here. Gets a little bit of pressure off the edge, but steps up in the pocket. How about the location of that football? And Wells to reach out. This is the second time Wells has made an outstanding catch with a ball thrown by Terrell Hunt.
This time they give it to Smith. Smith with a big hole into the secondary, still on his feet. Jerome Smith down to the 37-yard line.
First time since his touchdown run that the big fella has gotten room to run. Nice job up inside on the zone read play. Give it off to Jerome Smith. Good blocking in the interior.
The touchdown run was 36. This was 37. Move Parrish to the other side along with Wales. Bad snap. Hunt picks it up. And they're going to lose a whole lot of yardage here.
Well, it's about not self-destructing offensively. I mean, if you're a running football team, as Scott Schaefer wants to be, is you can't have these negative plays. Poor snap. Really, Terrell Hunt makes a pretty good play just to corral the football and not give it back to Pitt. But a huge loss on first down.
Second down and long. They need 21. This is McFarland. It's about 6. Gonzalez will get credit for that tackle. So McFarland goes out. Smith comes back into the ball game. No huddle for Syracuse. Still trying to keep the tempo. Although this offense, even when they don't huddle, really is not that much quicker. They still have to get the play signaled in, deliver it, get up to the line of scrimmage and snap it.
Well, it's a lot like what we're seeing across the country in teams that want to just stay at the line of scrimmage, and they can go fast if they want to. If not, they can get a player.
Yeah, it's actually just to keep the defense from changing personnel. This is a pass down the right side. Touchdown, Syracuse. Alvin Cornelius, the redshirt freshman, 42 yards. His first career touchdown.
Well, Cornelius, a little stop and go, just a little hesitation, and that created the separation. You see the great speed by the freshman to go track the football down, and an excellent throw from Terrell Hunt. Talked about at the beginning of the game, Terrell Hunt is a learning passer. Excellent athlete, can run it, but the passing is coming along. What a beautiful throw. And a good job by the freshman to step on the accelerator and go get it.
And what a feeling to get that first career touchdown. The extra point is good, and Syracuse leads. Hunt throws a strike, and the redshirt freshman, with his first touchdown, gives the Orange the lead. Syracuse has taken a 16-10 lead over Pitt. Hunt to Cornelius. Smith also with 10 carries, 69 yards. Smith averaging almost 7 yards a carry. This is McFarland. And he's across the 25, carries tacklers out to the 30.
Tim, let's take a look at this touchdown. When you're trying to throw a shot deep, you're looking to see if this safety's going to come and go roll back here. What you're going to get is a little hesitation at the top of the screen. It'll hesitate. You get one-on-one with the corner, and an excellent throw on the outside to get the ball to the freshman, Cornelius. And whenever you run a little hesitation, it means you got to hold the football just a count longer. And Aaron Donald was there, but not quite in time. Excellent throw by the sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, and I talked about the first touchdown catch for the freshman. How about the touchdown pass for Hunt? That's his first one in over 2 months. Here's Savage with backside pressure. He's sacked again. Oh my, Marquise Sproul came through free.
Boy, and he twisted him in the ground as he got there. We know that Tom Savage is nursing that left knee. Excellent job by the senior linebacker to blitz through and get on Savage. Just great timing again. Can't say enough about the timing. You see the coverage down the field. Really a nice job of taking away any quick throw for Savage. But Sproul and everybody that's come with pressure, Lynch, they've timed it almost perfectly. And you wonder if they've kind of got an idea on the silent snap count or on Tom Savage's count if they're timing it up perfectly.
See how Savage responds to the injury, throws the little swing pass. This is complete to Boyd. Boyd steps out of bounds at the 30. I was reading this week, partner, where Savage was compared to a young Joe Flacco. Not sure that's accurate, but he's pretty talented, and now with one leg and a little bit gimpy at the other, he's going to be restricted.
Well, I think from a college standpoint, it's a pretty good comparison because I think they're talking about his arm, and he's got a monster arm. But because of the sack, here we are, 3rd and 10, and this is exactly where Syracuse wants it.
Standing on their feet as they do all 3rd downs in the Carrier Dome. They understand football and appreciate it. This pass is dropped, and Syracuse holds. It was intended for Garner, and he couldn't hold on.
Now the ball a little slightly thrown behind Vanessa Garner. Garner expected it towards the sideline, a little back to the inside, couldn't squeeze it. And you don't blame Tom Savage for trying to get it out there maybe a little quicker than he needs to. They've been all over him all day long.
So Matt Yockley comes on to punt it away again, and Richie Desir this time will be standing at his 30. This is an end-over-end kick. Desir will fair catch it. And Syracuse will start at the 32. For Pitt.
Syracuse first and 10 of the over 33-yard line.
Hunt has just thrown his first touchdown pass in over 2 months. We'll see how he responds here. Does it give him confidence back? He's getting pretty good protection today. Throws in rhythm, but only a yard is there as Cleveland picks up maybe a yard and a half.
We talk about Terrell Hunt and the emerging part of the passing game. Knew he could run it. Outstanding athlete. He's a gym rat. Likes to work at it. Spends a lot of time. With George McDonald, their offensive coordinator. Passed the ball extremely well today. Did a nice job of taking care of it.
Second down and about 9. Smith gets thrown down rather rudely by Aaron Donald.
What was it, the old adage that Deacon Jones used to tackle, or maybe it was Mean Joe Green, I'll tackle the entire backfield, sort him out till I find the one with the ball. That's what this was right here. Aaron Donald's got the guard locked on him. He's got another guy trying to hit him in the back, and he just tackles the running back, Jerome Smith, and throws him on the ground. That's an unbelievable. That's why the kid is going to garner a ton of attention at the next level, certainly, but in the hardware department coming up this December.
He looks bigger than 6 feet, 285. Third down. Hunt 4 for 4 in this half. This is out the board. I don't know if he'll get the first down. He won't. He'll come up short. There is a flag down.
Holding, offense number 67. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
So they'll have to punt it away. ACC fans, will you be the fan that wins a VIP trip to the biggest game of the week? Enter the sweepstakes every week by tackling Coach's Challenge. Share it with the hashtag #BeTheFan. Official rules at AT&T, BeTheFan.com. Riley Dixon to punt it away again. Kevin Weatherspoon standing at his 22. Syracuse lost a little bit of momentum there after forcing the turnover. This is a high spiraling punt. Good hang time, and I mean deep. Good coverage by Syracuse. And how about that? Great punt, terrific coverage.
That's Coker again. Tim Coker's the guy that popped the ball out, and Syracuse recovered right before the end of the half. Number 41 coming right at you. Same guy that created the turnover in the first half. How about that play? Right down, wraps him up, and drops him. Nice play.
And so Pitt will start at its own 12-yard line.
Well, when you can impact the football game and you got an opportunity, you go do it.
Savage on the waggle. Throws it complete. That's Garner. And Garner's out across the 20, up near the first down marker.
Well, you got to give Tom Savage a ton of credit for battling, but he is really struggling with the left knee. That time again trying to move out of the pocket. This is an excellent look because Vanessa Garner shuts it down for him, so he's got to rotate and turn on that left knee and throw it. And he's just trying to pick himself up off the ground, showing a lot of leadership, a lot of toughness.
Keep in mind, last year Pitt had running back Ray Graham, who finished behind only Tony Dorsett with 3,200 yards. They aren't getting that production yet at Pitt like they had when he was there. This is Bennett, picks up a couple of tough yards. Let's go downstairs. Here's Rachel Barbeau.
I talked to Tom Savage earlier this week, guys, and he told me the one thing he wanted to be remembered for was his toughness in his career. And his coach told me, you know what, I admire that toughness, but sometimes maybe he's a little bit too tough. Guys, he's taking some shots today.
Well, there's not a whole bunch he can do about it, Rachel, because the game is in his hands. They have not been able to run the football against the Syracuse defense. They have to throw it, and so he's going to take some shots.
This offensive line allowed 37 sacks coming into this ball game, and here they come again. And again he was rushed, and Sproul was never even touched. And this time Savage isn't getting up.
No,
he's slow getting up.
He's going to get up. Boy, he took a shot from Sproul right in the ribs as he let this one go. Blitzing linebacker does not pick up Sproul. Sproul's right here, going to hit it clean. Nobody picks up Sproul. Runs right through and drops the hammer on Savage. He cuts through clean. Wow. Big hit right there.
They both felt it.
But because Savage got rid of the football, there's still 3rd and 7. Got a chance to convert.
Savage throws. It's complete to the big tight end, Holtz. Holtz has the first down there out to the 42-yard line.
Tim, we talk about, so often it's mentioned NFL arms, got an NFL body. This was an NFL throw because he has to offset this throw to the outside away from the defender as he's falling backwards. We'll take a look and see what the penalty is. Excellent play in connection with his tight end right there.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 4, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Brandon Reddish, the junior, is called for the unnecessary roughness, unsportsmanlike.
Watch the location of this football now. It has to be outside away from the defender because the defender was trying to undercut. That was an NFL throw right there by Tom Savage to offset his wide receiver away from trouble and convert on 3rd down and move the drive.
Reddish grabbed his face mask as they went out of bounds. 1st and 10 Panthers. Fake by Savage, throws to the out, and it was dropped by Parrish. Savage now 24 for 34, 177 yards. And I mean, he is a gamer.
Well, you think about 34 attempts, 177 yards. That's not a lot of yards per attempt. But what he's having to do is he's having to try to throw the ball underneath. You see the run game's given him nothing. They've had to rely on the short passing attack. Savage has done a nice job of getting rid of the football, not taking sacks, to keep him in manageable down and distance situations.
2nd down and 10 for Pitt.
Here comes Eskridge on the blitz. That's the free safety up in the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're bringing the house. Here they all come. Throw underneath. This is the screen. Holtz has some room, and he's out to the 27 or the 33-yard line before he's finally taken down by Lynch.
Tim, I talked about the timing of the blitzes had been outstanding. This time Savage froze the snap count and waited for Eskridge to declare himself, and then he could throw in the flat to get the ball to J.P. Holtz. So because he delays it, see, he delays the count. Here's Eskridge right here. He delays the count, allows the offensive line to find the guys they're responsible for, and then he holds the count until they get it, then he snaps it and gets the ball out. Excellent job by Savage.
Pittsburgh now with 16 first downs. Nice pass on the slant. This is Garner. Garner's got room. Look out. He's still loose inside the 20 to the 15.
Vanessa Garner's lined up all over the place. We've seen him make big blocks. We've seen him score a touchdown. Just a quick slant to the inside and now run after the catch. Avoids the Reddish tackle. Here's Eskridge coming in trying to drag him to the ground. Reddish gets back there, but good job by Vanessa Garner. He's been a big part of the day's game on that offensive side of football for Pitt.
Scott Schaefer trying to encourage his guys. Paul Chris looking for the touchdown play. 1st down, Panthers. Slant, good. Garner, yes, inside the 10, down to the 5.
You get your split wide enough, and then you let the corner declare himself. Outside technique gives you an opportunity for the slant. See, outside technique from the corner, easy way inside for Vanessa Garner. Excellent throw from Savage. Pitching and catching now on the slant routes between Savage and Garner.
1st and goal, just outside the 5-yard line. 10 seconds remain in the 3rd quarter. Parrish in motion. This is Bennett. Bennett's got the corner. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Isaac Bennett.
Boy, nice patience by Bennett. They pulled the backside guard, and really Dyshawn Davis has a chance to make this play from the backside, but he could not get there in time to get Bennett on the ground. What a great drive by Pitt right there. Watch Davis, number 35, closing from the back. He just couldn't quite get there. Excellent speed by Bennett to get to the edge and shove it in the end zone.
Bennett came into this year, 1,000 yards was his goal. Came into this game with almost 700 yards. The extra point is good. That drive went 9 plays, 88 yards, and took over 3 minutes. And the Panthers have the lead again. We'll be back after this word from the Atlantic Coast Conference. The great programs in the history of college football. Ben Schwartzwalder, of course, the legend here. I played against him back in his days just before retirement over in Archibald Stadium. And Coach McPherson. Oh, my gracious. Coach Mack is here today. I had a great talk with him at halftime. What a great job he did here as well.
Well, his grandson started his 36th consecutive game at center, Mackie McPherson, and he'll be a big part of whether Syracuse can win this game or not at the center position.
Coach Mack looks great. Still has a lot of energy. As we start the final 15 from the Carrier Dome in Syracuse, New York. This is Morris. Morris tap-toes his way across the 15 to the 20. Looked like he was tap dancing on the light bulb. There is a flag down. 1-point game. One of these teams is going to become bowl eligible.
Holding number 24, the return team, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Our third quarter stats are brought to you by the North Carolina Education Lottery. This year, the North Carolina Education Lottery provides more than $73 million to students to help pay for college. Learn more at nc-educationlottery.org.
Now, pretty even as far as stats go. Nice job of Savage throwing the football, but the time of possession has crept out to now that, getting close to that or over that 10-minute mark, and that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to take away the possessions away from Syracuse so they couldn't get any kind of rhythm to their up-tempo offense.
Ernie Davis Legends Field, hosting a 1-point game between Pitt and Syracuse. The winner is bowl eligible. First down and 10 for the Orange. This is Morris.
Now we talked about Tyson.
We have an official's timeout for an injured player.
Tyson Gully, that's Shane Gordon, the middle linebacker, who's played an outstanding game today. Little stinger, it looks like. Get off the field, get a little attention. He's been a good player today for Pitt. Had a nice year.
Prince Tyson Gully, change of pace back. He was the MVP of the Pinstripe Bowl. Had that 55-yard run when we saw him earlier this year against NC State. Second down and 4 for the Orange. This is Smith looking for a hole. Breaks a tackle. Look out to the 25-yard line for Jerome Smith. He's getting closer to 100 yards.
Well, Jerome Smith, this is just a zone play to the outside. Good blocking up the field. Excellent job by Syracuse offensive line to get up the field and get on the defenders. And there's Jason Hendricks. Outstanding free safety for this team. I was talking to Matt House, the defensive coordinator for Pitt, earlier in the game, or before the game started. I said, tell me about Jason Hendricks. He said, you know what? He's a gym rat. He's a guy that is constantly, we got to kick him out of the building. Guy watching film. He's a guy that's in my office all the time asking questions. He said he's a guy that kind of sets us up back there.
Hey, Arch, want to remind everybody to remember the ACC Football Championship weekend in Charlotte. It's December 6th and 7th. On Friday, the ACC Night of Legends will honor this year's class. Then on Saturday morning, the championship chase 5K gets the day rolling. ACC Fan Fest, tailgating, title game that night. What a weekend. For details on all the football championship weekend events and tickets, visit theacc.com. Even if you don't have a dog in the hunt, it's fun to come down and just play.
Absolutely. That's a great weekend in Charlotte. Well, back-to-back plays now, back-to-back plays. You've seen two of the top players on this defense go off.
Here's a little swing pass out to Clark. Clark out to the 30. Tackle made there by Terrace Webb.
Like how both offensive coordinators have tried to build in the quick short throw on first down to get the ball out. Let the playmakers run with it. Nice first down pickup for Syracuse.
Syracuse now trying to pick up the tempo. Paris moves to the left side, makes that the strong side. And he jumps.
Second down.
So Josh Paris got a little bit anxious.
Yeah, Jason Hendricks has an opportunity to check back in, the senior free safety. Good to give, if you're Pitt, good to have him back on the field. Their leading tackler, number 25, able to check back in the game.
Quinn Funderburk checks into the ball game now, and Paris goes out after jumping off sides. So the Orange now with 4 wideouts. They spread the field sideline to sideline. Second down and 10. Give the ball straight ahead. This is Smith. Smith picks up 5 more. He now has 13 carries, 86 yards. Let's go downstairs and check in with Rachel. What do you have?
Yeah, I talked to the Syracuse people on the bench. Middle linebacker Marquise Sproul is out with an upper body injury, is being evaluated. And strong safety Jeremy Wilkes, upper body, and is also being evaluated to come back into the game.
All right, Rachel, thank you for that.
Sproul left the game on the hit on Savage and did not return. So the big quarterback got himself off the ground after the big hit, but Sproul was unable to return.
And whistles start blowing everywhere. It's a big third down play.
Scott Schaefer burned a timeout.
Yep.
Syracuse. There's a media timeout on the field.
Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. 12:35 to play in a 1-point game. Atlantic Coast Conference as they come into this conference with Pitt. Glad to have them. One of the great traditions in all of college football comes here from the athletic department in Syracuse.
Well, late throw there by Terrell Hunt. Just waited a little bit too long to get the football to Cornelius on the slant. Subsequently threw the ball a little bit behind him because of the zone.
Syracuse now just 4 for 12 on third down conversions. Well, it's hard to get it done when you're only hitting on 30%.
Yeah, Pitt defense had come in giving up 39% on third down.
So on fourth down, they punt it away. Weatherspoon will fair catch this at the 35-yard line.
Weatherspoon makes the fair catch at the 35-yard line where Pittsburgh will take over.
And with 12:24 to play in this ball game, time winding down as one of these teams trying to become bowl eligible.
And that's a share of the Coastal title for the Duke Blue Devils. Congratulations, David Cutcliffe. Got a big game against North Carolina next weekend to seal the deal to be able to go to the ACC championship game. 7 consecutive games. Duke defense has not given up a point in the fourth quarter.
Great point. Duke now 9-2, 5-2 in the ACC. Way to go, David Cutcliffe. Savage throws, almost picked off. It is. Oh, tip drill. Arciniga with the interception after the ball was tipped. Not a bad pass by Savage.
Well, it's a well-thrown ball, Tim. It's a slant route, which they threw in the last drive. Good job of getting inside by Boyd just to not concentrate on the football. Then it becomes the tip drill. And Arciniga comes up with the interception in a big break. Exactly what Syracuse needed, trailing by 1.
Luke Arciniga, 6'2", 241-pound junior, with his first interception of the year. In the last drive, Syracuse went 4 plays, 23 yards, and took just 2 minutes to give it back. See what Hunt does on this drive. Little flea flicker. Hunt throws, overthrows him.
Oh, and Jason Hendricks got away with grabbing Clark from behind. I hope we've got a shot of this. But Jason Hendricks, the safety, is fooled on the play, and he reaches out and grabs the jersey of Clark. In the slot, he grabbed the back of his jersey right there and held Clark up just enough to where he couldn't accelerate. Let's see Clark run around. He's looking for a flag. No flag on the play, so nice play by the veterans, the senior safety, but he got away with one right there.
So after the sudden change, they go for the quick score. Didn't get it off the flea flicker. Now they run it. This is McFarland, and he's out across the 45 inside to the 44-yard line. Lambert makes the tackle.
6-yard gain.
That's a pickup of 6. So they need 4 on third down. At least that's manageable.
And you get Jerome Smith back in the game, the big back, to help out in pass protection, expecting maybe some pressure from Pitt right here.
Here's Smith. He's got a hole. He's close to the first down. I don't know if he made it. It looks like he may just be a little bit short.
Well, that's right on top of it. I think he's got it by the nose of the football.
He does. And as Smith closes in on a 100-yard gain, it's a first down, new life for the Orange. Clock continues to move.
Coming with a big package, double tight ends in the set as Paris and Wales check into the game.
And they're going to lose yardage on this. McFarland didn't have a chance.
Yeah, the game wrecker arrived.
Yeah, Aaron Donald again.
Well, tough guy to get. Here he is right here, just going to blow through. Tough block for the tackle to try to reach. Really surprised he didn't get any help from Nick Robinson. And Nick Robinson's got to give him some help. So he just swims to the inside. Nick Robinson, I think, was actually trying to help him. He actually was trying to help the tackle there, and he just swam through and made the play. He has done that all year long.
Ivan Foy never had a chance. Second down and short, or second down and long rather, going for the end zone. And it's caught. There is a flag down. It was incomplete. Funderburk had the ball and then dropped it.
I think you may get a hold against the two players trying to block Aaron Donald. Talk about affecting the football game. On Aaron Donald, goes the other way. Aaron Donald trying to push inside, gets his hands up in the face. So trying to affect the football game. He does affect it in an adverse way for Pitt's defense.
First penalty against Aaron Donald.
See the hand up in the face right there by Aaron Donald. Working against the center, Mackie McPherson. It's an excellent call.
Coach McPherson was calling for that flag. First down, Syracuse. Here comes the blitz. Here's the screen. Set up nicely to McFarland, but tracked down from behind by Gonzalez as well as you can play it.
Boy, that's a nice play, Tim. You're exactly right. Anthony Gonzalez saw this, read it, went to it, and made the play. Went right past the block of Mackie McDonald. Watch the center. He's going to release out. 59. He's going to look for that. Oh, he couldn't get to the linebacker because Gonzalez was closing, saw the play. Nice play by the backer.
Second down and 10. Smith. Boy, there's nothing there.
Well, give Lafayette Pitts, the corner, number 23, a ton of credit on that. Boy, he just came in and submarined the two linemen that were out in front to block there. Really no place to go.
Gary Render talking to Smith. Getting a little chippy down there.
You mentioned, Tim, a lot on the line for both these teams. Postseason play, guarantee of postseason play on the line for both squads.
Not quite in field goal range yet. Out to Broyle. Broyle looks for a block. Not going to be able to get to the first down sticks. Powell again makes a tackle. Closed captioning for ACC football is brought to you by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's bow time. Right now, special teams comes out.
And Norton comes in 8 of 10, has had one today.
From this distance, he has not hit one yet this year. It's a yard longer than the one he made in the first half. It's long enough, but it's wide right.
Well, it's a good stop by Pitt's defense after turning the football over at midfield. Gave up 1 first down, was able to swell up and force the field goal, and ultimately they get off the field without giving up any points. Nice job by Paul Christie.
You know, partner, when you see a guy, a kicker, and he's tested with his maximum, he tries to put a little extra into it and he pushes it.
Yeah, it looked like he rushed this a little bit too. So, low snap, decent hold. Yeah, pretty clean look. Really nothing there that would indicate that Norton wouldn't swing through that cleanly.
Pitt now wants to melt the clock, shorten the game, so Bennett runs off the right side. There's nothing there. Clock continues to move under 8.5.
Now, Syracuse has really done a nice job of taking Pitt's run game completely out of the mix. They have been unable to run the football, and it's forced Tom Savage to make plays. And I think if you're Joe Rudolph, the offensive coordinator, you're going to have to trust your quarterback and let him throw the football.
Second down and 10 for Pitt. Savage buys some time, now throws a dart. Gain of about 3 yards. That's it. He is big time. Tom Savage is going to play at the next level. He is buying time and has a strong arm.
Yeah, here's what he did on the drive that led to a touchdown. That was the go-ahead score. Vanessa Gardner there. Going to get Vanessa Gardner the ball to slant there. Going to find Vanessa Gardner again. 7 catches, 60 yards for Gardner. And then it was the Isaac Bennett run for the touchdown. Those are the difference. That's the difference in the game right now. It's 17-16.
Take the noise level up a notch. Third down and long. They need 8. Ball's tipped again. Incomplete.
Good job of getting your hands raised. They know the quarterback's trying to get the ball out quickly. Excellent job of, you're not going to get to the passer. You got to get the hands in the air. And a good job of tipping the ball. Was Robert Welsh got the hands on it there, Tim.
J.P. Holtz was open, so that tip saved the first down. 7:12 to play. Yaklik to punt it again. Bashir will take this one on the run and call for a fair catch. Fans wanted a flag for a late hit. There are none. 7:04 to play. Terrell Hunt coming on. 7:04 to play in the real game here. And it's 17-16 Pitt. This is Smith around the corner. And he's taken down hard. Williams with the tackle.
What happens, Tim, is Aaron Donald is so disruptive in the middle, it forces the one-way. See, Jerome Smith wanted to hit it up inside, but because Aaron Donald won and was in the way, it forced Smith to the outside, and it allowed Pitt to rally up and make the play for just a 1-yard gain. So Aaron Donald continues to wreck the game on the inside.
Terrell Hunt 8 for 10, 79 yards in the second half in that touchdown. But they haven't been able to use much of the clock. Hunt steps up and throws. That ball is caught. What a catch, what a throw. Wales came down with it. He had 3 guys around him and it got it at his highest point.
Well, what a spectacular catch by the tight end, Beckett Wales. What an outstanding job. He's going to get hit early here too. Takes a shot as he's squeezing the football by Vinipal, the safety. He has made 3 catches, contested catches today that have been bang-bang situations. Another big one here by the senior tight end.
Josie Wales couldn't have made that catch, but Beckett Wales did. Wales 3 catches, 34 yards today.
I didn't know Josie Wales played receiver.
They threw him one every once in a while. Wales is up.
Yeah, give that man a hand. What a catch by Wales. Tight contested throw. Took a shot right in the ribs. Crashed to the ground, but squeezed the football. Those are the kind of plays that win games for you. Got the two freshmen in the backfield right now with Terrell Hunt.
McFarland and Morris. First down, Syracuse. Option. Absolutely nothing.
Trying to run. Ashton Broyle was in the game as the Wildcat quarterback, trying to get some speed on the perimeter, and Broyle fell down.
Last Syracuse drive was 8 plays, 27 yards. Took just over 3 minutes. They've got just under 6 minutes to play in this game.
Well, he just does not touch the ball very much. Talked about Ashton Broyle. Sorry, he was in the slot there. Just does not touch the football very much, and he is the explosive play. This guy right here has got great speed if they can get him the football.
How about the second half by Hunt? He's 9 for 11. This is Morris, and again, there's nothing there, and the crowd doesn't like it.
That's because number 97's living in the backfield right now. Another play by Aaron Donald. Just continues to add to the negative plays. Trying to get Donald blocked. Just pushes the offensive lineman off him. There's a draw play. Makes the play. Now what they'll do with Aaron Donald is they'll shift him outside. Third down situation. Normally plays inside defensive tackle. They'll shove him outside since he's such a good pass rusher that he'll line up, and he's at the top of the screen now, lined up as a defensive end. They put the back over there to chip him.
Syracuse has not been very effective on third downs. They need 11. They are just 5 for 15 on third down conversions, and they'll have to punt.
Well, another golden opportunity for Syracuse. When they look back on this game, if they're not able to win it, Tim, they're going to look back at short field opportunities and unable to cash it in.
Ryan Dixon punting to Kevin Weatherspoon. Trying to hit this thing inside the 20, and he does. See where they finally stop and mark it. It'll be at the 14-yard line. So Syracuse backs them up. Well, Aaron Donald has been big in this ball game, and look what Notre Dame head coach Brian Kelly said about it. He is a disruptor. We'll be back after a word from your local ACC station. Syracuse, one of these teams will become bowl eligible in 4 minutes and 35 seconds. This is Bennett around the left side, cuts it back to the 23-yard line, or the correction, 17-yard line. Tackle made by Wilkes.
Nice job by Pitt to get to the edge. Syracuse has done a nice job of setting the edge defensively, and Pittsburgh has not been able to run the ball at all, and certainly have not been able to run the ball at the perimeter. Nice job that time to pick up a nice, solid pickup on first down.
So they mark it just beyond the 18. It'll be a manageable second down where Savage will be able to take a chance here, knowing he still has third down and makeable. Savage 9 for 16 here in the second half. Around the corner goes Bennett. Bennett cuts back inside. He's close to the first down. Move the chains. He got it, I believe. It'll be close.
Yeah, I think he's, well, this near side official marked him beyond the sticks. That will be a first down. Boy, the sticks look like they'd, no, they stayed in place. Look like they almost were going to take a look.
Well, when you got a bowl game hinging on the outcome, you want to make sure of everything, and they bring the chains out. And it's a first down. So it's on. The ACC mobile app features live games, video, scores, stats, and news. Download it on your iPhone, iPad, Android, your teams, your app. The ACC mobile app presented by Carrabba's. Download it today. Check highlights of this game. Check highlights of the Duke win. Duke goes to 9-2.
How about that matchup between North Carolina and Duke next weekend? That'll be something.
Bennett 9 carries, only 33 yards. Syracuse has held him in check. First down. Straight ahead. Not much there.
Scott Schaefer will punch one of his 2 timeouts left right here. This is where Syracuse is going to make their stand, try to get that 3 and out right here after the first down. So now this is where they're going to roll the dice right here.
Syracuse has 2 timeouts left. Pittsburgh has all of its timeouts. Ball just across the 25.
Now, Paul Christine has not been able to run it, but when they needed to run the football in that last sequence, got back-to-back runs by Bennett that was able to keep them on the field and allowed them to bleed more time off the clock. In fact, forced Scott Schaefer to start using his timeouts.
After being a member of the Big East since 1991, the Panthers made that wise, bold move to the ACC. They upset Virginia Tech and Rutgers last year and went to the BBVA Compass Bowl, trying to go bowling again. If they hold on here with 3:07 to play, they're on their way. Second down and 9. Savage goes down and trips over Bennett's foot. Bennett never really got it moving, and he goes down and loses yardage.
Dyshawn Davis, who's had an outstanding day. Both the edge players, Lynch and Davis, have been very good. He's going to knife to the inside, number 35, beats the back of the tackle, and puts Bennett on the ground.
We'll be back after this one. Syracuse needs a field goal. They've just taken their final timeout. As you look at Ryan Norton, hoping that the defense can make a stop here on 3rd down and 15. Everybody in the Carrier Dome comes to their feet now. As Dave Archer said, the game is on the line, and this is it. Savage gets it off in time, puts a lot of air under it, and it's incomplete and tempted for Garner. Garner had separated, and the ball was just a little bit overthrown. Savage had to release it early.
Yeah, and I like the call. I like trying to keep you give a shot, because some would say run the football here, no chance to convert, keep the clock moving, no timeouts for Syracuse. But this is a good throw by Savage, put Manessa Gardner up just a little bit too long. And so they do get the clock stopped and a short field potential opportunity.
Yaklik to punt it. Richie Desir will have a chance to return it. Here come the Gunners, and they're free. Can he outrun them? No. But they are going to start with great field position. Cameron Lynch made the tackle. 2:36 remain in the ball game, and the special teams arch have made the difference.
The blocked extra point. Aaron Donald knifes through, and then the 41-yard field goal just a few moments ago that's sailed wide right. That's the difference right now, and Syracuse trying to make it up.
So the Orange have had their opportunities. They trail by 1. 2:36 remaining in the ball game. Morris is in the backfield, and the redshirt freshman has a little bit of speed. Tries to get to the corner. They never let him get going.
Oh, another nice play by Gonzalez, the linebacker. Anthony Gonzalez, number 93, Brian Murphy. Excellent job by both those defenders. And they're going to have to put the game in Terrell Hunt's hands. As much as you want to run it, Terrell Hunt's going to have to make a play.
Well, they got a clock problem too. Now flags fly.
Big substitution issue for Pitt.
You're right.
Didn't hear Brad Allen's mic there, but illegal substitution for Pitt.
Scott Schaefer gets a little bit of a break.
Tim, here's the guy for Scott Schaefer. They need to get the football to Ashton Broyle. I've been mentioning his name a number of times. He's in the slot near side. This guy right here.
So instead of 2nd and 13, it's 2nd and 8. Hunt steps up in the pocket, throws underneath. There's going to be a penalty because it looked like somebody got his face mask as they came running by. It's It's going to be against, well, let's take a look.
Now the initial signal
looks like
holding.
Syracuse.
Holding. Offense number 55. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Scott Schaefer doesn't like that. Rob Trudeau.
Now Rob Trudeau right here working against guess who? Now there's the hold right there. Reached and hooked as Hunt slid up in the pocket. Trudeau reached and hooked Aaron Donald underneath the chin, twisted his body around. I think I've seen worse in a line before, but that one was called.
But the clock continues to move, and it's down to 1:42, 41. There's no sense of urgency right now with Syracuse. This is a flanker screen to Boyle. He looks for some running room, and around the corner gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, remember, they only need a field goal. Yes, there's got to be a little bit more sense of urgency. I agree with you, Tim, but they've got to get the right play in. Now you're obviously a situation 2 downs here to pick up the first down. Again, to mention Aston Broyle, there's a play. You got him the football, picked up 12 yards. He's got to touch the football more for Syracuse.
Well, and the best thing he did was get out of bounds to stop the clock at 1:32. So it's 3rd down and 8. As Arch said, they are in 4-down territory now because of the clock. Backside pressure. This is thrown. This is complete. This is Clark. Clark has the first down. He's inside the 40.
Boy, how about that throw? Tight window, near sideline, short side of the field. Clark does a good job of getting in the dead spot between corner and safety, and a rifle shot from Terrell Hunt.
This is Smith, and Smith gets out of bounds at the 35. 1:12 remaining in the ball game. Syracuse 5-5, Pitt 5-5.
You know, nice play there by Jerome Smith. Didn't pick up a lot of yardage, but he got out of bounds, Tim. That was a smart play by the junior runner.
Syracuse trying to get that 6th win, become bowl eligible. Throws a little swing. This is McFarland. 68 seconds remain in the ball game.
Well, and Ashton Broyle, I've mentioned his name a number of times. He's imploring his young quarterback, get me the football. Waving his arms out, throw me the ball. Going to come near side now.
3rd down and 9 from the 35-yard line.
Third down and 9. Terrell Hunt has trouble and throws it away. They're down to 4th down. It was intended for Clark.
Boy, they had what they wanted. They brought Ashton Broyle near side, ran the slant route. He got isolated on a linebacker. But because Aaron Donald won so quickly on the defensive line, Terrell Hunt didn't have an opportunity to look at it.
Keep in mind, Ryan Norton's longest field goal is 41 yards. That's the one he had in the first quarter. They are not within his range.
I think you got to give it a try, though, Tim. You have to try it. I know you're not in his range, but you've waited a long time now. This is going to be a rush situation. No timeouts.
This is from 53 yards. And they just gave away the fake. It was wide open. Nobody was out there, and they stopped the clock. Pitt took timeout.
Paul Chris called timeout to freeze the kicker and actually saved the game for Pitt.
That game was over. He was wide out. Nobody came out to cover him.
If we can show the lineup on the play, Syracuse had slipped. Kendall Moore, the tight end, is lined up down here. But Paul Chris burns timeout. They're going to throw it out there. Pitt's got nobody there. He's going to at least get in field goal range. He may score a touchdown. But Paul Chris, in his effort to freeze the kicker, burns the timeout.
Scott Schaefer is furious. He had it set up, and that was a touchdown.
Take a look at the holder. Yeah, his knee's on the ground. This has been so very interesting set of circumstances there, Parker.
How about that?
Wow. Tried the old hidden receiver play.
So the offense comes back out on 4th down.
This has got to be the guy, if I'm Terrell Hunt, I'm getting the ball to.
They need 8. This is the ball game, and it's over. 61 seconds left, and it goes back to Pitt. Hunt is down.
They took a big shot. It looked like maybe Venipal came clean the safety on the blitz and hit Terrell Hunt as he let it go.
What a finish to this game.
Nice play by Lafayette Pitts to come in and knock the football away on the slant route. Venipal going to come clean, number 9. Oh, hit him right in the stomach.
You hope he just got the wind knocked out of him.
Well, Venipal's been up around the line of scrimmage all day long, shadowing the quarterback. Here's Clark running to the inside, and boy, if you're a quarterback, you don't like to see your receiver. If you're coming inside on a slant, stop running. What it did was it opened the gate for Lafayette Pitts to come in and swat the football down. It was going to be a contested catch anyway.
And look at the guys bowling on the sideline for Pitt. Ezell said, "Yes, sir, we're going bowling." Savage will just take a knee and watch the last 61 seconds tick away.
Well, another hard-fought game, Tim, between these two teams. It was 14-13 here a year ago. Syracuse was able to secure the win. Another one-point game. This time Pitt's going to come out on top.
Well, Syracuse has one more chance. They're down to game 7. Boy, you don't like to come down to the final game of a series. They've got to play and beat Boston College to become bowl eligible.
Yeah, and Andre Williams, they got to face the nation's leading rusher. That'll be a tough one.
Interesting, though. Syracuse hadn't allowed a 100-yard rusher this season.
They're going to get the best in the business coming in the building next week.
And that'll do it. The final play of the game from the Carrier Dome in Syracuse, and the Pitt Panthers are going bowling. Pitt goes to 6-5. Syracuse goes to 5-6. That's going to be it from Syracuse. You've been watching coverage of Atlantic Coast Conference football on the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports. The final score, Pittsburgh 17, Syracuse 16. So long, everybody, from Syracuse, New York.